yo, welcome to the Blue Lounge, welcome to the stream. I know what you're thinking, why are we playing the Champions League music on a Monday night? Because our next fixture is in the Champions League, so I thought, you know what, just get in there early, innit? You know, it's the Champions midweek fixture, so I thought, you know, get the hype, the emotions, and I'm also going to the next Champions League game, so I thought I'll get in there with the tune. So big up to everybody, big up to DJ Sav. DJ Sav, mate, we're waiting for you. You know, if you're around, let us see you, man. Tyrone, I'm sorry you're having issues with your setup. Hopefully it gets sorted out. CFC Stephen, big up to you. I know you want to come on, Stephen, and I will give you a chance later on today. I will post a link for everyone to come on to the chat. Couch Critic is getting in there with the chat. Big up to you. Marine, big up to you. Luke, as always, big up to you. Big up to everybody. Big up to the people in the panel. Let me just get Couch's face in here, man. It's covered by my logo. So Bobby Smoke Signals, big up to you. Dennis P, Mo MDT, and Boogeyman, welcome all to the stream. How you all doing?
Good, man. Good.
Hello, guys.
What's up, fellas?
Big up.
Is MDT wearing glass or something? Now, I respect you more, man. I'm going to listen to your comment. You look more smart this time, man. I'm going to be listening to your comment. I'm not going to interrupt you, couch you, or nothing, man. Man look like Einstein right now, man. That's good.
I struggle to read the comments sometimes, so that's why I have my glasses on. So
listen. Today we're gonna watch two videos. We're gonna watch two videos today. People in the chat. Today I have two videos that were sent to me by a very good friend of mine, a very good journalist, up and coming journalist from Norway, Andreas, and he has sent me two videos. Now these videos you're gonna see them today, but he actually sent me this yesterday. And a lot of the news that are on those videos are just becoming talked about right now this evening. So I've been sitting on these videos since last night. I'm going to share them with you, and we're going to hear what he has to say in respect to the Ligt, and what he has to say in respect to the Rudiger contract negotiations. A lot of what you're going to hear has been talked about, but some hasn't. And I want to confirm, because I know there's a lot of people out there that for some reason discredit Andreas' source and Andreas' sources and his information. And I can tell you, his sources are legit. His information is legit. And he has proven himself on a number of occasions with the big boys. That he is as accurate as they are. And you all know, journalism, it's a science, but mostly an art, because it's about having the information, it's about analyzing the information, it's about judging what you're gonna get from that information. And I think Andreas does a fantastic job. So I don't know where Kasim is. I don't know where he is. I have no idea. He should be coming. Actually, now you said it, he's coming. Here he is. Here's Kasim. Kasim, people are asking about you, man. You're late. Yeah, so Andreas, his information is good, but we're gonna listen to it. We're gonna listen to the videos one at a time, address them each, and discuss them. And then we're gonna talk about other Chelsea-related stories. But before I do anything, I want to say big up to Kasim. Kasim, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you. How's everyone? Okay.
We're good. We are good. We are fantastic. All right, now, guys, should we wait for a few minutes to get more people in the stream, or should we watch the videos? What do you guys reckon? I reckon we should just go ahead and watch the first one.
There's so much to talk about even still, like even before we get to that, right? Like I'm still itching to like even jump in on that last game. That I'm so bad. I'm so pissed I missed that.
You want to go there for like 10 minutes, talk about that last game? Do you guys want to do that?
Anyone else interested in that?
Before we jump in? All right, let's do that. Let's give the Brentford game 10 minutes of our time, Hopefully we get more people in the chat, because I don't want to be playing these videos twice. So because there's literally 2 videos. So we'll play the next one once we hit, I don't know, say 50 likes. So we're 32. Let's hit 50 likes and we'll watch the first one. Couch, I'll let you get the ball rolling, man. What do you want to say about the Brentford game?
I mean, it's much of what we said before, right? It was going to be a difficult game. I went on a couple of the streams and the bravado that was being spread around, like, oh yeah, this is Chelsea, we should be smashing these guys, these fools, and just not taking anything into account. Like, these guys are in good form. They play good football. They've been a solid unit for more than just coming up to the Premier League. They've grown up together, their promotion. Like, they haven't made a lot of changes. So I expected them to be very defined in their style and come with some real energy. West End, their derby, and they didn't disappoint. I think that we controlled the first half quite well, but for a few missteps in our passing, we should have been up 2-3-0. In my opinion, the issue for me wasn't Lukaku, wasn't Werner. It was the servicing. Like, if you rewatch that game, there's so many opportunities where we could have got in behind the defense, and Brentford did play a high line. They did. It was relatively high. There was space in behind. And the final ball, whether it be Kovačić, whether it be Conte, it doesn't matter who it was that was on the ball. It was just wayward, or we're not weighted correctly, and we just couldn't get that final ball correct. And I think that's why we had so many problems creating scoring opportunities, because we couldn't get that ball accurate. Or we didn't recognize situations where we could play in behind them either. Like, I saw one play where Kovačić is playing a 1-2 with Chilwell, and Chilwell makes a dart and run into the box. He's got maybe 20 feet in front of him where he can just get on the ball and test the keeper, and Kovačić is just dwelling on the ball. Doesn't play the ball in. It's happened time and time again. We just have to read and recognize situations where we can hurt teams, and right now it's just not happening.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that there was a lot of errors in Kovačic's gameplay, but there was a lot of good aspects in that game as well that I wanna spend a couple of minutes on. And for the people who are just joining the stream, we haven't watched the Andreas videos yet. Sit tight. Andreas videos are coming very shortly. Let's get 50 likes and we'll watch the first Andreas video. And then we'll discuss it and watch the second one. So for those of you who are just joining and wanting to see the Andreas videos, they're coming. Sit tight. Listen, I watched, and I know Couch, you were there as well. I'm not sure if Kasim was there, but this afternoon on GNA TV, a very good YouTube channel, a very good Chelsea YouTube channel, they were discussing the definition of the word world class and if Edouard Mendy deserves to be called world class. Now, everyone has their own take on this particular title, or what's the word here? Label. Let's not call it a title. Let's call it a label. To be labeled world class. I mean, I know Donnarumma has been labeled world class, but what has he done? Has he won the European Champions League? I mean, when he was being labelled world class. I mean, I know since then he's won the Euros, but I'm saying he was given that title before he even achieved that. All right, now Edouard Mendy has come through a different path to this title or to this label. He was unemployed a few years ago. He was signing on. He wasn't even a professional football player. Today, one of the biggest clubs in Europe and their fan base demand for him to be labelled as world class. Now, in my opinion, going down that path, going down that route and achieving what he's achieved tells me that this guy has a lot of character as well as ability and skill on the pitch. I told Jem on GNA TV in a comment, I said to him, I wouldn't swap Edouard Mendy for any goalkeeper on the planet today. For what I have seen him do on that pitch, I would not want to swap him for anyone else. Because for me, he's proven himself at the highest level. And in my opinion, the Premier League, Chelsea Football Club, are playing at the highest level. So I want to hear your thoughts on this label, world class. Let's spend a couple of minutes on this, and then we'll move on to the Andreas videos. Let's go, Boogeyman.
I'll start quick. Edouard Mendy is world class, and for me, he is also a Chelsea legend. That's the way it is for me. I'm not going to
too soon.
I'm not going to let couch critic or Mo tell me that he is not a club legend.
I'm going to tell you. Don't worry about that.
Listen.
I want to address CFC Blue. Hold on. Sorry, Boogeyman. I want to address CFC Blue because I think I missed a super chat from him in the last stream. CFC Blue, thank you for the super chat. Nobody said the European Champions League is an individual performance. It's not an individual performance. And the fact that he's won it, it just means that he's useless in goal. Correct? Let's move on.
Listen, right now, all his performances, everything Mendy is doing on the field, showing that he got it. Like even big minded like Einstein were dropped at college and all those things, and we know what they end up doing. Edouard Mendy being unemployed at 26 mean nothing. The kid knows exactly how to stop ball going into his net. That's exactly what that's the bare definition of
Boogeyman, I apologize. When I was talking about him being unemployed, I was talking about the character and the strength of character.
Exactly. But the reason why I'm saying this is people talk, when he was at the Rennes, because in fact, I was walking today when I was listening to GNA stream, then I decided to pop in just to tell them, no, man, Edouard Mendy not only is world class, he's a Chelsea legend. He won the Champions League. Right now, I feel safe for having Edouard Mendy in my goal, and he's only 29. I don't care what people say about legend or whatever that thing is. He is a legend when it comes to me at this point. When it comes to couch critic comments, I watch your video also, man. And I didn't comment on it because I didn't have a time to really write something. I was waiting for you to show up in the Blue Lounge so I can tell you, listen, one or two, Kovačić, may give that ball to Chilwell. Kovačić may give other pass to Lukaku. But the third one that you showed, when the Brentford defender, the third example in your video, when the Brentford defender turned back and running, and then Lukaku was running in between two defenders at that time. Lukaku did not full committed to that run. If Lukaku was to full committed to that, he will take that ball. That's the problem we keep telling Lukaku. If it was Diego Costa, he will take that ball. That's why we keep Lukaku is not good enough. You can say Lukaku doesn't have a service and all those things.
Say that after
if Diego Costa,
can I comment?
No. Let me finish this one. I don't have 2 minutes. Say I only have 2 minutes. We had Diego Costa as a striker in this team. All those balls that you guys keep talking about, Diego Costa will receive it because there's some confidence. You build a confidence from the midfielder. You can keep having the ball, not making the run, not full committed to the speed, and asking the midfielder. You see how much run Kovačić done per game, how much run Ruben, how much run Kante is doing. You think if they have a chance to give the ball to Lukaku to score the one, it's because they don't trust the man. The man can control the ball. The man is not full committed all the time.
Hold on. How did we go from Edouard Mendy to Lukaku? Hold on. How did we go from Edouard Mendy to Lukaku?
Two people. Listen, Mo. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, how did we go from Edouard Mendy to Lukaku? I mean, that was quick.
No. I know more couch critics come to this stream to make sure that I hear about Lukaku, and I come to this stream to make sure couch critics know that I watch his video.
I promise you. Listen. I watched this video as well, man. But you know what? I watched this video.
I love the stats. I love the analysis. Amazing. But you miss because you come to that analysis thinking that people that are saying Lukaku is not good enough are wrong. And let me tell you, he's not good enough. After I watch your video, I'm still convinced that if Diego Costa was the one leading our attack, he will receive all those passes. Lukaku does not build the trust. He's not good enough. I can repeat that.
Hold on. I have hold on. 1 second. Please, I will. 1 second. Listen. What we got to do is this. We got to have a stream on Couch Critics channel and discuss this on his channel. I will get everybody to come and just go over there and we'll just watch it on his channel. We man saying, yeah, we'll do that.
Do it.
We will talk about Lukaku. We will talk about it, but I have a feeling we're gonna end up going down a path that is going to take us away from the main topic of this video.
Okay,
so
Mendy
we'll come
is
back.
world-class.
We'll
Mendy
come
is
back.
world-class.
We'll come. No. Forget Mendy. Forget Lukaku. We'll come back to both of these players at the end of this segment. We'll watch the videos in regards to Andreas, in regards to the Ligt, and then we'll talk about that. We'll address the Rudiger situation, and then we'll come back to the topics of the day, of the hour. If you want to talk about Mendy, you want to talk about Lukaku, we'll give it time. We have plenty of time to discuss all of these topics today. All right, now this is the first video, guys. Sit tight.
Hello, my friends at the Blue Lounge, and let's start to say that Chelsea are interested in buying Matthijs de Ligt for the summer of 2022. It is totally confirmed. I can also tell you guys that Chelsea have been in talks with Mino Raiola through Marina Granovkaia, and I can also tell you a little bit about Chelsea's strategy. How will they get a player like this? Their plans is to try to convince Mino Raiola, to tell him about the project, telling about we're going to offer you more. Try really to convince Mino Raiola, and then try to convince also Matthijs de Ligt about Chelsea project, what they are planning for future and everything. So this is their strategy. And then they are hoping for Mino Raiola to then push Juventus to sell the player, and they really wants this player. And Chelsea also see Matthijs de Ligt as more like a left centre back in the one of the three. They also think that Matthijs de Ligt can play in the middle and more like a left-sided centre back. So this is what they are thinking. At the moment, Chelsea are still willing to play three at the back because it is working. So they're still planning to play three at the back still with Matthijs de Ligt. But of course, we never know. It might be able for Chelsea then to play four at the back. But at the moment, their plans is to play with a three at the back.
Okay, so that is in regards to de Ligt. There is talks going on to bring the lad to Chelsea. Talks with what's his name? Mino Raiola. I keep getting his name wrong. Mino Raiola. And the talks have been done by Marina Granovkaia. Now, when Andreas first sent me this, I was a little bit what's the word here? Skeptical. I was a bit skeptical in regards to that because Marina Granovkaia has just had a bad deal with Erling Haaland's camp and Mino Raiola. So I said to him, is this accurate? Is this information accurate? He said to me, yes. These talks are happening, and they are trying to build the image for Mino Raiola and for de Ligt that this will be a good project for the lad. So you heard the video. Tell me what's your thoughts, lads. What's your thoughts on this particular story and what you've heard about it so far?
Should I just jump in? Okay.
Go ahead.
Appears to me that a lot of this is coming out in and around this Rudiger contract talk, right?
And we're gonna get to Rudiger's contract talks because
I feel the two are linked in some way though, and
it
seems like
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to watch the second video as well, so that we can have the full picture? Let's watch the second video as well.
Yeah, that'd be better.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Sorry, DJ, big up to you, man. Big up to you.
Big up, boys.
Big up to you,
That's
DJ.
right, man. Big up to everyone. Are you all good?
Yeah,
Hey, DJ.
We're good. You jumped in with Lukaku and Edouard Mendy having a fight with the boogeyman and Dennis.
No, I was just sitting back. That's right, man. I was sitting back and listening to it all, mate.
I respect DJ a lot, but zero respect for Mo and couch critics, man.
Oh no!
Listen,
He doesn't mean that. He doesn't mean that.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Yeah, don't kick me out. I'm just joking.
All right, second video on the way.
I wanted to talk a little bit about Antonio Rudiger's contract situation, because I'm seeing many people saying Antonio Rudiger is going to Real Madrid, Antonio Rudiger is going to PSG, Antonio Rudiger is going to Bayern Munich. But at the moment, Chelsea are still the most likely club for Antonio Rudiger, because Chelsea really wants him to stay still. And also from Antonio Rudiger's side, it's like he wants to be in London, because he really, really likes London. He likes Stamford Bridge. He likes the atmosphere, the project, and everything about Chelsea. He feels he's now very, very good. But it feels maybe like he's been disrespected a bit with the contract offers, because the first offer from Chelsea was very, very low. I'm told the second offer was about £175,000 pounds a week. The problem now has been that he wants a little bit more than 200k. So it's nothing like I'm seeing reports saying he wants 400k. He wants to be paid more than N'Golo Kante. He wants to be paid more than Romelu Lukaku. All this is not false, but still he wants a good amount. He wants the 200k. But Chelsea are not in a rush. I'm saying and telling you guys now that Chelsea have put this deal on hold at the moment. But Chelsea are going to maybe talk with Antonio Rudiger's representatives in the coming weeks. But at the moment, there are no rush. And I also wanted to say thank you so much to Mo Qasim for having me here. And guys, follow my Twitter page, link in the description down below. I'm posting about Chelsea. I'm posting about Norwegian player and many Premier League players. So go and follow me there.
Big up, Andreas, and thank you for sending us those 2 clips. Much appreciated. Andreas is a big supporter of the Blue Lounge, and he's always, first to inform me of any up and coming breaking news. So big up to him, lads. You've heard what he had to say in regards to Ligt. You've heard what he had to say in regards to Rudiger. In respect to the figures, I didn't know that they offered a second contract for 175. That's a decent contract. So what do you guys think? I mean, these are the reports that are being talked about in the press right now. Do you guys think there is credibility to these reports? You think that this is a problem for Chelsea? Mo, you can start. You can start us off, Mo.
Yeah, with the Rudiger one, I can. What I know is the money wise, that's not a problem. If that's not a problem, like it was never like what is reported 400 and things like that. That was never the truth. But that's what the media want. They just want people to hate on him. Whatever they're reporting is all lies. If it was about money, he wouldn't be at Chelsea. Like I said before, I said it. He like it here. And right now, the club has repaired certain things that happened before. And the people that he felt like really, really did want him out and things like that, they're not involved in this. The club has definitely. Now, I think the only thing now that's left between him and the club, Chelsea normally give anybody that's 28 or 29, they will give you a contract until you're 32. And a 1-year option on top of it. Remember when David Luiz came, he was given 3 years and then 1-year option. The 1-year option he took it, and then Lampard decided to sell him to Arsenal, which he was almost 33. So the thing is, Rudiger won now equal. He wants to be given 4-year contract like what Chelsea does for every other person, which is he will be 32 with an option with an additional year if you meet your performance related on your 4th year. Okay. I think that's the length of the contract is the only issue now. But this thing about people going on about 400 whatever is sad. And to be honest with you, he's still receiving insult and abuse about that. He's greedy, he's this and whatever. Certain things I don't understand where these people get this information from the media. And I don't get it. He's not holding any club to ransom or anything. If he was up to money alone, he would have gone. Because he will be offered more money. He will be offered more money somewhere. He likes it here. He likes it here.
Do you guys read into the fact that there is no rush in respect to Chelsea's perspective on this, and also it looks like from Rudiger's perspective on this, there's no rush. I mean, it could be one of two things: either an agreement is almost there, or an agreement is not going to be there, and everyone has decided to just let it be where let it be. If Rudiger is leaving, then there's no point in continually discussing contracts and trying to work things out. And if Rudiger is going to agree, and the club know that he's going to agree, and they are going to reach an agreement, again, we are in a similar position whereby there's no rush. So the fact that there's no rush, how do you guys read into it? And I want to bring in Bobby on this. Bobby, how do you read, or what do you read in respect to there is no rush to sign? What does that say to you?
To be honest, my first instinct was, I'm sort of relieved that the two videos said what they said. I think that is where Chelsea should be, always involved with bringing in the best into the club. First of all, I'll start with Ligt. I don't know. I kind of had my doubts because of the whole Mino Raiola situation. However, having said that, football's a funny business, and sometimes it could go wrong in certain deals, but other deals, which is an entirely different platform, he may not necessarily be so greedy. He stands to really gain a lot with Erling Haaland, that's for sure, because Haaland will move in the summer to wherever, and there will be some serious zeros behind it, especially now with the emergence of the owners of Newcastle. So that's one. However, going for De Ligt, I will be happy if we do that, as long as we keep Rudiger. Now, is there a rush? Well, clearly the club, if they're still negotiating, aren't particularly in a rush at the moment. I do believe that Rudiger wants to stay here. The way he plays, everything about him means he wants to stay here. It's unfortunate the way he's been treated, the somewhat disrespect at one point. I think you will find now, certainly the majority of the fan base are with him and would say pay him whatever he wants. And, the club, I think, have seen the error of their ways. Should he take that too much to heart? I don't think so. Life happens. Sometimes things aren't quite what they should be in the beginning. But later on, the sweeter part of it is that when you are appreciated, you are there to really be embraced wholeheartedly. So I don't even think that's the problem. But however, with all the patience being mentioned about this, we are approaching January. The other day I looked at the calendar. I was like, wow, October's nearly done. We'll be talking Christmas soon. So, we do need to get this sorted, to be honest. It's been dragging. If it's about length of contract, which I do understand, the Chelsea way, not giving over 30s too much contract. But, we've already busted that in a way with bringing in Thiago when he was 36, albeit for a 1-year rolling contract. But still, it was something Chelsea would never have done before. I just think the logic is set. I would give Rudiger 4 years. He's 28, right? This is his peak time as a defender, 28 to 32. These 4 years, we will have the best of Rudiger. And I think
he's playing at his peak as well, Bobby.
Exactly, and that will continue. He has had a horrible injury. People go on about when he wasn't on form, and that it takes a long time. I'm sure Mo MTD would testify with this. It takes a long time to recover fully from some of these injuries. Look at Ruben. What's happened with him. And to a certain extent, look at Callum Hudson-Odoi. These are young men, and even then it took them a while. So am I concerned? I'll always be a bit concerned until pen is put to paper. But should we go for Rudiger? Absolutely. 150%. And if he wants a little over 200k, give it to him. Crikey, the guy is worth it. It's the market that dictates the price. You know, I wouldn't hesitate, honestly, and the club can afford it, so you know.
Yeah, and I have a feeling, that the club will be giving him the contract.
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, just one thing. Yeah, Bobby, you were right. One thing, the money that they want to give him, I believe that's been almost agreed.
Yeah,
he's gonna get what he wants financially. Yeah. I think the only thing now they're wrangling over is the length. I think Chelsea has done that side. Okay, that's what people don't get. The money is not an issue anymore. The money has been agreed. Chelsea have seen that was an error. The low ball they wanted to do to him, that's been agreed. I don't think it's the money anymore.
No, MTD. I just want, because I know Mo wants to move on to others, but do you not think, okay, length of contract, is it sort of wrangling over 3 years, 4 years, or whatever? You know, I understand that. You know, Chelsea is a club of principle, and they need to keep their principles. But this guy has been one of our exceptional servants. It's not just any man Jack we're talking about here. This guy has been exceptional. So I don't know, you know, there's negotiating and there's foolishness. I just think personally,
he will get it. He will get it. So. I think the reason why the length of contract as well, he was a little bit upset about it. Chelsea has offered that contract to they've offered the same contract before him. They've offered it to, that's the same contract they offered to Azpilicueta. They offered that to Gary Cahill, but they're trying to reduce his contract by 1 year and with another. So that didn't look nice to him as well. But I think it would be sorted. So he feel like, you know, in the money wise, you want to lowball me, as well as the length, you want to lowball me. So, but I think they will work through it. It won't be, you know. I hope.
Yeah. I mean,
but I think they will.
They have families. You know, we all have families here. You know how much we battle, you know, day and night to secure our families, you know, financially, and so. I mean,
but Lukaku is also 28, right, or 29?
Please.
Not going to go there. Not going there. Not going there. Boogeyman.
No. The reason why I'm saying is, why can they give? I think Lukaku got 5 years, right?
Oh, that's the point.
Yeah, I don't think that's the problem, because like they did the same thing with Cahill. Like, Cahill, when he's 29.
Do you understand what I'm going with my point?
Absolutely.
Lukaku is also 28.
I get you.
And he got 5 years or something. So
why
can't
that shows they'll resolve it.
Yeah, I don't think that's the issue, to be honest with you guys.
And Thiago Silva got a 1 year contract with a second year extension,
option,
almost guaranteed. They didn't want to say it was a 2 year contract, but it was a 1 year contract with the second year pretty much in the bag. Anyway,
yeah, club option.
Club option, but officially, you know, it's a 1 year contract with an extension. But in actual fact, it was pretty much a 2 year contract, and it looks like this year coming is also going to be another extension because of the way he's been performing. So I think Rudiger, the length of contract is less of an issue than the actual money, and the fact that the money issue is, from what I understand, is resolved. I think the length of contract will also be something that will be resolved quite easily.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think the length should be too. If he's only asking for 3+1 or 4.
No, 4+1. Just like the other one.
Yeah, but and Lukaku is 28. I think Lukaku have 5 years +1 or something. I'm not too sure, but that's pretty much the same thing. And Rudiger is as important to Chelsea as Lukaku is. I mean, I don't see the difference there. And he's not asking for the same amount of money as Lukaku. He's only asking 200. So
we're gonna get into a debate of, you know, goal scoring or goal preventing, which is more important, which should be getting paid more. We'll come back to that. Let's focus on the defense, and then we'll address the other aspects in due course. I want to bring in DJ Saf. DJ Saf, you've been quiet, mate. Give me your thoughts. I know it's hard to talk with these panelists sometimes, DJ, but you have to be brave and you have to just jump in there, man.
Not at all. It's good to hear what they have to say, man. It's really, really good to hear their point of views and things. But listen, everyone's echoed, man. I've been saying about Rudiger for ages to get this contract signed for some time now. I've just been listening to what everyone has to say. I've been reading comments here and there. There's talk that he felt the deal that was thrown at him was an insulting one. That's one of the reasons why he wasn't considering it. But I think this is just all speculation. For me, I think I've said this from before. Chelsea, we all know here, I think on this panel, I think we all know Chelsea do things behind the scenes. Yeah, no one's going to come out and say this is what we're going to do. When the contract is signed, you know it's going to be either revealed on their fifth. It's going to be revealed on their apps on their fifth stand app, or it's going to come out one way or another from the club. So for me, I'm not worried about this situation with Rudiger. I think this deal will be sorted out. I think he will sign this new contract, and I think we can move on from it. And I just think, he wants to stay. The club want him to stay. The fans love him. I think they all want him to stay as well. And I think he'll take it from that perspective point of view. I mean, okay, there's talk of Real Madrid. There's talk of Paris Saint-Germain. Money's there for him if he wants that kind of money. But I think he's so settled in London at the moment. I don't think he'd really want to go anywhere. So for me, it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. I think it's just watch this space, really, guys.
In regards to the Ligt, him being able to play in a 4-man defense as well as a 5-man or a 3-man defense, whichever way you want to call it, and that he is also able to play on the left-hand side of a 3. Do you think this is an option that will be looked at seriously as a replacement, as a enforcement to back up Rudiger to allow us to play better in that formation? Do you think De Ligt coming to Chelsea would improve the team? And the reason why I'm asking this is because De Ligt is a player that does divide opinions. I know a lot of us haven't really talked about his abilities and whatnot. I want to hear what you guys think of him as a player, because he does have good attributes, but at the same time, most of his good attributes, we saw them when he was at Ajax. We haven't really seen a lot of fantastic attributes of him at Juventus recently. He's not a poor player, no, but I'm not saying he's poor, but I'm saying, is he gonna benefit us? What do you think, DJ? And I'll open it to the rest of the guys.
Listen, if De Ligt comes in, it's not to replace Rudiger. I think it's, if you think about it, guys, we were looking at Koundé at the start of the summer, in the transfer window. But still, yeah. I know he plays on the other side. But what I'm saying is, we were still looking at bringing in a defender in, weren't we? So for me, I don't think it's about replacing Rudiger or anything like that. For me, he'll come in, De Ligt, if we need him, because I think I think he's a good player. Like you said, for me, when he played against us, when we played against him, when we played Juventus, I mean, I thought he had a pretty sound game against us. I mean, he kind of like kept the defense kept Lukaku quiet in that game.
He played good against us. I mean, he's been playing badly the whole season, and then he comes.
That's
against
the
Chelsea,
thing, mate. This is the thing about what we're talking about. Yeah, and I think this is a situation with him. It's a matter of again, for me, it's another player I think who still needs to prove himself. For me, I thought at Ajax there was a lot of hype about him from Ajax when he came from there. I think we were in for him even before he went to Juventus, if I'm not mistaken. But I think he opted for Juventus in the end. So yeah, I think if we're revisiting this situation again, I think he's a good player. I think he can come. I think he can come and learn from the likes of Rudiger and the likes of Thiago Silva, as well as obviously bring his own expertise there, because he's still young. So, I think he'll be good for us if we can get him in. If we don't get him in, then obviously we'll look at somebody else. But I think in terms of him as a defender, yeah, he's a good defender, but there's still a long way to go for me to actually come out and say, what, this guy's actually world class. For me, at this moment in time, he's not that to me at this moment in time. He's just a good defender, solid, and that's as far as I'll say on it at this moment in time.
All right. Fair enough.
De Ligt is only 22, right?
Yeah.
And what I saw from him at a younger age at Ajax, I said 2 seasons ago, I mean, he is really good, and he was also the captain of that team, so he has some leadership also in him.
He was, yes.
So if I've seen a coach bring a defender to the next level, is it Tuchel? So I think a delayed under Tuchel.
Address this for me. The Ajax team that we're talking about, was a very, very successful team by their standards. Okay, they didn't win the European Championship, but they got to, was it semi-finals?
Semi-finals.
Semi-finals,
Against
So-
Tottenham or something.
Tottenham. Okay, so and that team had Ziyech, had De Ligt, and had I think Van der Beek. I think he was also in that team.
De Jong.
All three, De Jong. Yep.
The Barcelona.
I'm not following De Jong. Those two players, I followed them, and they left and they went to clubs, and they performed. I'm not gonna say badly. It's just, they haven't performed to the level that we were expecting them to perform. I think the best one out of the three really has been De Ligt in regards to his performance with Juventus. I think Ziyech has had a patchy time. He's had some fantastic performances, but they've been too little, and they've been far apart. He hasn't been consistent enough for me. Van der Beek has been chilling on the bench for Man United. So those players haven't really done it. So De Ligt coming to the Premier League with Van der Beek and with Ziyech, is he gonna succeed? Do you reckon? And I'm just thinking out loud here. I mean, I could be.
What you said makes sense, but I want you also to think about his performances when he was playing at Ajax. He was actually really, really good at Ajax back then, and he was only 9. Hakim Ziyech. I'm still on the fence when it comes to Hakim Ziyech. I'm not like Kasim too much, because I'm thinking during the preseason, he reached that level that we all say this season is going to be Hakim Ziyech's season, and then he got injured. And so there's too many factors enter the fact that Hakim Ziyech, and since that injury, he hasn't really had a 19, or he hasn't really do too much. So I'm not thinking Hakim Ziyech is done for Chelsea. I'm still thinking he will come in, and as all those players like CP10, Christian Pulisic, Mason Mount, Harvard, they're all underperforming. I'm not talking about Romelu Lukaku yet. I'm just talking about people that played last season at the Champions League, that we all saw them playing really good compared to this season. So they're all under some water right now. They're not performing at that level that we know. So I don't think Hakim Ziyech is done at Chelsea yet, but we'll see. When it comes to De Ligt, what I saw at Ajax, and I haven't been watching Serie A too much. I'll just listen to what MDT and Bobby have said before we play Juventus when it comes to De Ligt. But when I watched Chelsea game against Juventus, De Ligt was really good also. So for me, he's a 189. I was checking on Wikipedia. He is a 1.89 centimeter, so close to 2 meter. I would say 2 meter high, and it's pretty much Van Dijk, and he's only 22. And for what I've seen so far from him, I think he's coming to Premier League. It's no brainer. He will be good. He will become good. He's only 22. Don't ever forget that. I mean, if he was 28, I would have my doubt, but he's only 22. And guess what? Chelsea defend. Thiago Silva is old. Azpilicueta is old. And Rudiger is 28. As good as Rudiger is, I'm not sure. Are we going to keep Rudiger after 30? Is Rudiger going to be performing the same way as he's performing tonight when he's 31? I don't think so. And De Ligt will be what? 25 when Rudiger is 31. So I'd rather have De Ligt in our team. And it doesn't take anything from Rudiger or the Shaloba or Malang Sarr. Chelsea is a big team. We are always playing a lot of competition. So I think De Ligt will succeed at Chelsea. Under Tuchel.
I'll bring you a couch after I hear from Kasim. Kasim, give me your thoughts on both Rudiger's story and the De Ligt story, Kasim.
Yeah, can I just say out of Ajax, De Jong, De Ligt, and Van der Beek, actually the best one of them is De Jong. I take him at Chelsea anytime.
Me too.
That's point number one.
I haven't been following him.
Yeah, I'm telling you now. De Jong, he's the best one. He's one of the best in the world as well in his position, in my opinion. That's point number one. Point number two, I don't rate De Ligt. I watched him a few times, and I told you before, I've got a Juventus. My best mate, he lives in Canada, and he's Juventus mad. He goes to Italy actually and he knows each player of there. He said he's overrated, and he's got a lot in his release clause. He's got over 100 million, and I am not sure if he can perform in the Premier League. Point number one. Point number two, I watched him in Europe. He was very poor as well in Europe. So that's the lit for me. So I think he's soft as well. I think he had to perform against us last game against Chelsea, you know, but I think he's a bit soft. It's not comparison of Rudiger. Man, listen, Rudiger, he has to go 200 to 250. I think Rudiger's got to be signed in any money, in my opinion. Rudiger, one of the best in the world, and I said it before. I took Jules Koundé. I think he's very versatile. He can play anywhere, and he's solid, and he can read the game very well, and he's gonna come cheaper.
Do you think the issue is money, or the issue is the length of contract when it comes to Rudiger?
I don't think the length of contract, because even 5 years, 33 years old for defender, that's not old. More. And if you look at Rudiger,
sorry, Kasim, I'm saying, do you think that the reason why it's been delayed is because of the length of contract or the money?
I think the money, mate. I think it's the money. 100%, yeah, because I think Rudiger from what I heard, I think he doesn't want 200. I think he wants more than 200. Because if you look at Lukaku and Boogieman made a very excellent point, really. They give Lukaku 28, 5 years contract, and he's over 300 and some. And Rudiger be looking at that, because look at Rudiger, knows the market. He knows what's going on around him. He knows he's one of the best in the world.
But strikers and defenders, they're not on the same type of contracts, man.
And I agree with you, but if you look at Van Dijk, he's in 300. 280, 300? If you're looking at that more.
Van Dijk?
Especially if he's performing. Yeah, he is. He's in 280, 300. 100%.
So Van Dijk is getting £80,000 a week more than Mo Salah.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's why Mo Salah kicking off, and he wants to have $1 million a week. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Because Mo Salah's contract is
Van Dijk is in 280. Yes, I know that, and so does Manny. But that's what I'm saying. Van Dijk in 280 to 300. So Rudiger be looking at that, because look, Rudiger's performing. Point number one. Point number two. Obviously, we know the treatment for Chelsea, the way they treat him. Point number two, he won the Champions League with him, and point number three, the manager loves him and trusts him. So I said, all right, I will do everything for you. You got to give me the big contract, because don't forget, Mo, that's the last big contract for him. He's 28, so he wants big money. So to me, it's the money. It's not the length of the contract, because 33 for his power and pace is nothing, in my opinion.
Yep. All right, I'm going to bring in Couch Critic, but before I do that, I want to say hello to Max Burton. Max Burton, how you doing, mate?
Hey guys, you right?
Hey, big up, Max. How are you?
We're good, Max.
Yeah, not bad. Got a bit of a noisy house at the minute. One watching the Arsenal match, the other one on Xbox. So, yeah,
they're winning 1-0, aren't they?
Bit of a madhouse. Yeah, they're 1-0 up. Yeah, at the moment. Yeah.
Big up, Max.
They're Crouch forward. They're not coming afterwards. Then.
Yep. Crouch. No, so Couch.
He's a Crouch.
He said it.
Sorry.
Yeah. Dennis.
Mo, can I just say something? Can I say something to Dennis, please? Dennis, I watched your show 9 o'clock. You woke me up 9 o'clock in the morning. I watched.
Sorry, man.
This show regarding Chelsea. I watched it all. It was excellent, man. I liked it.
You know what? Listen, people in the chat, all right? All these people, they're just promoting this guy's channel. They're promoting it. They're making you go watch his stuff. I've watched his video. It's useless. It's bad. Listen, and if you think I don't know what I'm talking about, go watch it. Go watch it, and you're not gonna like it. I promise you. If you go watch his videos, you're not gonna like him. So just comment and tell him, Blue Lion says hello, and we don't like your videos, and Couch Critic, check it out.
Don't worry, I'm getting a few thumbs down already. Don't worry about that.
Wow.
It's all good.
I'm joking, lads. I'm joking.
I'm just doing this for the love, but
the Couch channel is a really good channel.
I really enjoyed it.
I invite my sister and brother Canadian. Go check that channel, man.
Yes,
I love the way
he
he analyzed the screenshots, the video clips, I'm just afraid he might get a YouTube strike. So be careful.
Let it happen. If it happens, it happens. I mean, it's only to my 100 some followers. So if it gets struck, it's not going to really hurt me that much, We'll see
No,
how it
but
goes.
listen. Big up to you. Big up to the effort that you're putting in. It's
100%.
It's good
Big
work,
up, mate.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a hobby. This is mine.
True.
For now.
True. This is mine. True.
Okay, so first of all, there's a couple things I need to address just with this the Van Dijk contract. I just looked it up. He's not making no 280. I don't think anyone on Liverpool is making close to that. He's
What's he
making
making?
about 215, 220, somewhere around there.
Okay.
I checked the stats. Secondly, with
He
regards
signed a
to
new one this season. Sorry. Carl,
Yeah, that's
he
what I'm
signed a new
looking
one at the beginning of this season. No, they have not. Go and check again. There's an updated one. You will
this
check.
is the
There's
payroll right here.
two.
It says, I'll send you the link.
Okay.
All right, so this is the one I got. I'll put it in the chat. That's the one I normally trust. If that's not accurate, then let me know. But going on that, yeah, as far as like De Ligt goes and Rudiger, I think the two are linked. And I don't know if it's linked because of the reasons that we all think. I don't know if we're going after De Ligt as a means to say like we need him to replace Rudiger as much as we're going after De Ligt to show Rudiger that, listen, if you don't sign, we're moving on. We have other things that we need to take care of as a football club. This is what we're offering you. We're putting it to you right now. If you want to be a Chelsea player, this is your opportunity. If you don't, we can look for other things. It doesn't seem to me like. Let me ask you guys this as well. With De Ligt, he's under contract for a long time, right? Like he's got maybe like 2 or 3 more years left on his contract. And with that said, why is it coming out now that that he's available and whatnot? Like he hasn't really been terrible at Juventus, and they're not in a position where they want to replace him with somebody because they don't really have the money to do that, right? So why is it coming out now? It just seems to me like this is like agent talk. Like Mino Raiola wants to move his client because for whatever reason he doesn't want him there anymore, and I just don't know if that means. Anytime you want to move your player, you link him to Chelsea. It gets all the people talking about it, and then nothing happens. Then he goes to Real Madrid or something like that. But I just don't know if what we're hearing right now, all this talk about like De Ligt. First of all, I'll say this, and you guys know how Chelsea don't leak, man. We don't hear anything about who Chelsea's after, this, that, and the other. Like that's a rarity. If it comes from anything, it comes from the agents. And if it's the agent and it's Mino Raiola, I don't trust any of that stuff. I just don't trust it. So say what you will. If we're into De Ligt, I would imagine he's a decent center back. I remember him from the Ajax days as well, and he was a boss back then. And we do need, there's a real shortage in world football of left-sided center backs, guys that can play that position, especially if you want to play it in a 4, 4 at the back. There's a real shortage there. There's not that many that can play that position. And we've been reeling.
I interrupt you for 1 second, Couch.
Yeah.
You make a very, very valid point and a very, very good point in respect to Mino Raiola. Because when we look back a few months ago when we had the Erling Haaland story, we had so much information coming out on a daily basis that was not confirmed, not what's the word here? Not acknowledged by Chelsea, but there was information coming out that this is the contract offer, this is what he's expecting, this is what he's accepting, this is what his father wants, this is what Mino Raiola wants. We're getting a lot of little bits of information. While the Lukaku thing was happening, we didn't hear nothing about it. And like you said, Mino Raiola has the gift of the gab, and he's going to keep on talking. So it's quite
that's the role of the agent, man.
Yeah, it's quite possible. It's quite possible that he's feeding this information to journalists. Because I personally, I'm not so. What's the word here? I'm not so comfortable in respect to Marina Granovkaia having such a bad experience with Mino Raiola a few months ago, and now she's back trying to get De Ligt. It could be happening.
Yeah, it's business. It should be business as usual. Like one deal should not impact the other.
Sure.
But I agree with you. Like it just seems very odd to me that like all of a sudden we're hearing all these links to De Ligt, and does he have a falling out at Juventus? Like is Juventus no longer a big club? I don't understand why all of a sudden like he's just like, want away and like they don't want him anymore. Like they have Chiellini and Bonucci. Those guys are very young right now. You know, like it's not like they don't have a shortage of center backs there. And I haven't heard them linked with any of the next up and comers. Go ahead, man.
Since Mo sent that link out, I did some research on the news when it comes to Ligt. He has no problem with Juventus right now. It seems like only Mino Raiola is just getting those information out. The other question I have for Couch is, you think Chelsea is in a position to use Ligt to force Rudiger to sign a contract? I don't think. I mean, no player is bigger than a club, but I don't think Chelsea will be able to, is in a strong position to tell Rudiger right now, you sign or you out. He's gone.
Well, what position does Rudiger have to say that give me this money or I'm out? You know what I mean? Like it's no players bigger than the club. You said it yourself. No players bigger than the club. So if Rudiger doesn't want to stay, they have to go. It's business as usual. We have to go out and find the next center back now. Right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. I'm pretty sure Rudiger is already in that mindset. If you don't pay me this, if you don't give me this length, I'm out. I think he's already in that mindset.
Right. So now, you're saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that Chelsea are trying to leverage something like the rumor.
No, I don't think they are in a position to do so. I think Chelsea has one option: reach Rudiger's demand, or Rudiger is gone. I'm pretty much because we like someone said before. January is what, 2 months away or a month and a half away. That's not time to play those games anymore. If you want to play, it was way back. This time you either reach Rudiger's demand or he's gone. And Chelsea has to prepare for Rudiger, after Rudiger, if that's what they think.
Well, yeah, and I assume that what I mean. Go ahead. Sorry, I was just going to say the same things.
Sorry, Dennis. I'm going to jump to Max, and then after Max gives me his thoughts, I'm going to open the lines to the people in the chat for about 20 minutes. So we'll have a 20-minute segment where people in the chat are able to come on and give us their thoughts and opinions. This subject is not over. We're going to continue talking about it. So Dennis, I'll let you finish off. If you have anything else you want to add before I go to Max.
No, I think Boogie made a good point. Just the idea that like nobody is really trying to leverage anybody right now, because if Rudiger's made up his mind about the money and he doesn't want to budge off of that, then perhaps the leaks of this Ligt thing won't influence him one way or the other. Like. Who knows? But I was of the opinion. I just don't believe this Ligt stuff. I'm to be honest with you guys. I just don't. I just think there's just too many things that don't make sense to me right now. Other than the fact that only way we can be linked with somebody like that is if we know for certain that we're not going to have Rudiger next year. That's the only thing I can see that makes sense to me right now.
Yeah,
that's the only.
Go ahead. And maybe this is also to put pressure on Rudiger to accept a certain deal, a certain contract. Maybe it can have that effect on the man. Max, let me hear your thoughts, mate.
Yeah, hi guys. Just a couple of things. First of all, let me just quickly address the Van Dijk situation with the money. And I heard you talking, Kasim, earlier about defenders getting paid, attackers getting paid more than defenders. Okay, they are the star attraction, but at the end of the day, you see who's more important to your club. That's why if someone like Van Dijk is getting big money, it's because he's so important to Liverpool. If he's not in that Liverpool defence, we know that the Tranmere Rovers are not Liverpool. So we have to. That's
fair comment. It's fair comment.
Yeah. They fall apart. Him and Mo Salah, take them out, and Liverpool are a mid-table team. So they have to pay him what he's worth. Okay. So with the Rudiger situation, I just feel that there's a lot of paper talk. Some people are saying it's the money. Some people are saying it's contract length. The bottom line is we don't know. We don't know what it is at the moment because with the longer it takes to sign his contract, rumours are going to be going on and on and on and on and on, and we're sort of on the outside looking in, so we're not really privy to that conversation that is going on. So I feel that before he felt a little bit disrespected by the fans and the club when he was in that time of trouble. So he's going to want to get. He's not on a lot at the moment, is he? I don't think he's on the. He's one of the mid-paid players at the moment. So he's one of our most valuable players now. He's turned into probably our most valuable defender at the moment. So he's got to get paid what he's worth. And I think something in the region of 250,000. I don't think the 400,000 that we're hearing about in the newspaper is true. I think it's going to be in the region of 200, 250, where he will probably sign that contract. And as we lost Kazim.
No,
I think we've lost him, haven't we? Oh, he's in that. Yeah, and I was listening to what you guys were saying about the players, the Ajax players, and it's quite. I'm not sure if you guys remember Brian Clough back in the day when he was managing Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest were an excellent side back then, and they had some good players. But when they moved away from Nottingham Forest to go to other clubs, they weren't the same players. So with Ajax, they play to a system, and these players look good in the system that they're playing. When they come out of that system and play in a different environment, then we find a different player. That's why we got Hakim Ziyech not performing for Chelsea like he did for Ajax, because obviously he's not used to the system. He's used to playing in this specific system. But Ligt, when he was playing for them, he was the captain. He had a lot of responsibility and everything else, and he was in an environment that he knew. Coming out of that environment now, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but is he an exceptional player? At the moment, not yet. Could he be an exceptional player? He could probably become an exceptional player, but not yet. You got to remember, guys, when we played against this team in the Cup, I think in the Youth Champions Cup, we beat that Ajax side, which had De Ligt, De Jong, and those players in there. We beat them quite handsomely. So it's hard to judge players when they play in a specific system and they come out of that system and are asked to perform differently. Because as I said, the only one who's probably performing up to his high standards is De Jong at Barcelona. It's a pity the circumstances of Barcelona. He can't really shine like he used to, like he can do, because of obviously the situation what's going on in Barcelona at the moment. But yeah, I just can't see us getting De Ligt at the end of the day. I just think it's paper talk. Like, I agree with what Dennis is saying. I just see it as an opportunist, and it's a case of Mina Raiola every 2 or 3 years wants a bigger contract for his players. So we're always going to put out news that teams are interested so that he can just get a bigger contract for his player. And I could just see us ending up with giving Rudiger a new contract anyway. So that's what I believe is going to happen.
Yeah. Can I add this on Max? What you just said? Can I add this on that?
Yeah.
Mateo de Ligt, he's a rotating player right now at Juventus. He's not a guaranteed starter. The only reason why he started in the Champions League is because they play 3 at the back. Even last week when they were playing, it's Chiellini and Bonucci. I won't be surprised if Mina Raiola is not happy with the situation, because Chiellini was meant to retire after the Euro, but Juventus gave him an extra year. He was out of contract at the Euro. He wasn't meant to come back at Juventus this year. He was meant to retire. It was meant to be Bonucci and De Ligt. But this season, that's changed. De Ligt is a rotating player because Chiellini cannot play every match. So now he's when they want to rest Chiellini, De Ligt play.
I just want to say something about the Rudiger contract situation. Ultimately, just as has been alluded to already, we don't know what's going on. It's clear that there is some negotiation, but we start to, sometimes, when you talk with your emotion, you start quoting things in a world that can so easily be fact-checked. It's not good. We're talking 280,000 to 300K for Van Dijk. That's not true. I'm not sure money is the issue. In fact, I'm beginning to doubt it is with Rudiger. I think it's this whole length of contract thing, and the fact that they may have offered him 3 years with the sort of extended 1 year because he's an over 30 player. That sounds more likely than, let's not fuel the negative rumors with fabrication. It's just, Van Dijk is not on 280k a week. He is not.
Yeah, and that's a good point. That's why we lost William. I'm not saying I was not sad about that, but obviously, because William wanted that 3-year deal, didn't he? And the club and the club even actually they broke what they usually do by offering him a 2-year contract rather than the 1-year offer as well. But he wanted a 3-year contract.
And the Champions League next.
Exactly. So Bobby, you probably are right in the length of that, But I do think the club needs to look at that policy of just giving 1-year contracts to players, because we nearly lost John Terry, didn't we, at one point because of that, and we managed to keep him for a couple more seasons because he in the end he decided to just continue signing 1-year extensions, but it could one day bite us in the bum, I think, if we let somebody go. Because if you look at Thiago Silva, he's 36, and he's still performing at the highest quality. So nowadays, I think age is just a number, because footballers nowadays look after themselves a lot better than they used to back in the day. So if you are a proper professional, then especially as a defender, you can carry on at the highest level, I think, till 35 or 36.
Yeah, certainly, to a point. People like Thiago Silva are very much an exception and not the rule. But the players do tend to, as you've said, especially defenders, they can go. I think a good defender can go up to 33 before, the pace starts going and, he's having to use his head like the likes of Chiellini rather than his physicality as such. Definitely, I think the club do have to review this, but I'm pretty sure that is more likely to be the sticking point than wages. I've just posted in the private chat how much Van Dijk is earning every week. It's 220. That's not too much to pay Rudiger if he's asking for a little over 200, like the video said. We need to just wait and see. Time is running out. They do need to do something before January, that's for sure. But we can only speculate with caution because we don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I try not to speculate. I just try to look at the fact that we're coming into January right now, and you would think that by now something would at least be on the table in the works. Like, we've been hearing about Christensen for how long now, and it seems like that's hitting the finish line. And with Rudiger, just all we're hearing is he's going to Real Madrid or this, that, and the other. So there is reason for consternation and concern, because obviously he can negotiate with anybody in January. But having said that, come January, it doesn't mean that he goes to another club. It just means other clubs can negotiate with him. It could be something as simple as, Real Madrid's offering me 2. Chelsea, what do you got? And we counter offer that, and we still get him signed. It's not an end all be all January deadline.
Then I have a question. First, when Real Madrid start offering Rudiger money, it's not going to be nowhere near the 200. He's asking for 250. It's going to be 400 something to you. So I don't.
Well, how do they justify those wages? I don't understand.
Yeah, but that's what they do. But that's what they do. They just have the way of offering those salaries.
They just,
especially
they couldn't sign Ramos. They couldn't keep Ramos.
I'm not sure Real Madrid will do that. Who I am concerned about is the new player in town, and that's Newcastle. And I tell you what, if we lose Rudiger to Newcastle, I will be pissed.
But do you think that he'll really go? The guy's 28.
Probably.
Newcastle, he'll be playing Championship football in Newcastle next season.
When money's no object.
No. He's not. That would be true mercenary status if he does join Newcastle. They are 3 or 4 years.
Why do players go to PSG?
Exactly.
No, but PSG, you're always going to win things, though, and PSG are in Europe.
They're not even going to play.
Listen, Manchester City only started getting the top players when they had European football on offer. When you think when Roman Abramovich first came to Chelsea, we were linked with everybody, Thierry Henry, the likes, everyone. But although we were in Europe and everything else, we did not go. We didn't get the top players. We got players like. At the time, Drogba wasn't considered to be a world-class player. He became a world-class player at Chelsea. The only one I say that we actually bought with the Roman man, who had a little bit of stature, was Crespo, Herman Crespo. He's the only one that you could say was what you could. He wasn't even what you call. He was just under the world-class bracket at the time.
What about Makelele, Max? What about Makelele, Max? Do you not think he was?
Remember, he wasn't wanted by Real Madrid. He wasn't wanted by Real Madrid.
True, he wasn't.
And that's what it was. So it's not going to. You're not going to just throw money at world-class players. They're going to just come to you just like that. You're not going to get that straight.
I hope you're right, because we can't afford to lose Rudiger to anybody, really.
No, I agree as well.
If he goes, yeah, I did read somewhere that he said he may want to try a different adventure in a different country. So if he, and obviously Spain is somewhere he hasn't played. France, but that's the only time if he wants to experience a different country before his career finishes.
I think.
Sorry, for bigger man.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, no disrespect to the Geordies out there, man, but who wants to live in like Newcastle? Like, let's be real, man.
Money does a lot of things.
Yeah, but listen,
if you gave me 400k a week, I'll move to the North Pole.
Exactly.
What a save! Paris or Newcastle?
At the 28 years old, Rudiger is 28 years old. He has played. He has won the Champions League already. If Newcastle come in and offer Rudiger £400,000 a week, even to play in Championship, he will go. I don't see where the problem is. Contract is contract. How many years does he have in football? Maybe 4.
It's the negotiator. The great negotiator. Negotiating us out of a flipping player. Give the guy what he wants. It's that simple. It is that
exactly. But if they keep doing this, and me, if I was Rudiger, I'm moving to. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Like, why not? You have a lot of family here. I mean, I'm not going to put this stick on him, but I mean, he's a black man, so I'm pretty sure they have a lot of family behind him. So if you offer me 400,000 a week, I'm going there. I already win the Champions League. What else do I care about? Big family, I take care of all of them for the rest of their life. I'm happy. That's how I think, me, anyways. Like, I already won everything.
Well, that's why you're not a footballer. You're probably a mercenary. I feel different. If I'm a footballer, if I'm getting 250,000 and I got a chance, I want to see. I'm going to define my career with medals, not how much I got in my bank balance. And so if a lot of footballers,
it depends on how many mouths you have behind you. You have to feed, man. If you have the entire village to feed, you move.
No, this is a very strong point by Boogeyman. It's Thiago Silva. He only sort of came to Chelsea and took a pay cut at the time he did, because he had made so much that he was able to do that. But he has a lot of hangers-on from Brazil. His parents, his relatives, and these players, especially like the Brazilians and the Africans, they take care of a lot of extended family. So money does matter. They have various other drives as well as the football. We might just be thinking, oh gosh, what are you worried about?
The bank account in London is not all.
They're thinking wide. However,
have a bank account for more than 100 other people in Africa. They all have to have a proper bank account, and they all have to have enough money to live for the rest of their life. So,
having said that, we're speculating again. That may
not good. But I'm just saying, that may not be Rudiger's situation. But
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I drove you off your own channel. I thought you wanted me to host it. So as soon as he's frozen again, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He hasn't paid the light bill. Come on, Mo. Pay the light bill. You got a lot of subscribers on this channel, so I'm sure you get enough money monthly to pay the light bill.
He was saying yesterday, he was accusing people of using the neighbour's Wi-Fi. Maybe that's what he's doing.
That's what he's doing. Never find out.
He's found out, turn him off.
I mean, I hope Rudiger stays, like, for sure. But I just think the Chelsea need to just
No,
Fix
seriously,
it for good.
I've said it. I've said it already, guys. I've said. For me, Rudiger is going to stay. I've said this already. I think from things that are going on behind the scenes, Chelsea are not going to say if this whole thing with Rudiger. You'll just see the deal is just going to happen. I don't think he'll go anywhere. Personally, I think he loves London. I know there's talk of him wanting to go and try another adventure in different leagues, but I think if he gets what he wants at Chelsea, I cannot see them letting him go. And I mean, look, we all know Marina. Yeah, she's a very clever businesswoman. Yeah, she will make sure she'll do everything in her power to make this guy stay, and I think he will stay. I shouldn't think we would worry about it at all. Seriously, I really shouldn't.
Yeah, two things you just
I
say
think,
that I disagree.
you think, guys?
You disagree?
I think big part as well for him staying because he trusts Tuchel in it. Tuchel trusts him in it.
That as well.
Yeah, I mean, two things you just have said that I disagree with is Rudiger loved London so much. I don't think that mattered too much. And the second thing is Granovkaia is a good negotiator. I don't think so, especially in Rudiger's case, because that thing was supposed to be fixed way back. I don't like the way the situation is. We a month and a half to January, and he hasn't fixed that problem. So she's not a good negotiator. Yeah, but listen, we already knew something. Tuchel has told us Rudiger wants to stay. Rudiger wants to stay at Chelsea. Rudiger wants to stay at Chelsea. And me as a coach, I want Rudiger to stay. Those two things that Tuchel said are enough for me to know that Rudiger is pretty much sure that he wants to stay.
I get you, but like it's not okay. So if he's asking for 400K a week, like let's just say, let's speculate for a second. It's not a bottomless pit. So there's a negotiation that needs to occur.
I understand. I understand that. Rudiger wants to stay. Tuchel wants him to stay. Chelsea is a powerful, big club. So the ball is with Marina Granovkaia. So she's not a good negotiator. That's the conclusion I came to. Rudiger loved London so much that he will accept everything. I don't think so. London is. I mean, you guys can think whatever you want to take about London. There's a better city around the world. So I think Rudiger, either you met Rudiger demand or he moved on. That's all it is.
All right, listen, guys.
Sorry.
One second more. Guys, I'm having technical issues. Hopefully they're resolved now. I think you guys can hear me okay? Yeah.
Talk to your neighbor, man.
Yeah.
Talk to your neighbor.
we put in 10 pence each into your guest mixer. So.
I know. I saw it go up. Yeah. No. Listen. People in the chat. As promised, I have put the link in the pinned comment. If you want to come on and give us your 2 cents on Rudiger or the Ligt, or if you want to put some money on my gas meter, electric meter, you're more than welcome to do so. You can use the super chat function to do that. So if you guys want to come on, click on the link, and we're more than happy to hear your thoughts on any story that is currently talked about in the Chelsea world, and specifically the Rudiger and Kante, Rudiger and the Ligt story also. So let me know, guys.
MDT was going to come in. So.
Was he?
Yeah.
I apologize. I was having issues. So go on, MDT. Let me hear it. What's up?
Yeah, Boogeyman. To be honest, I won't blame Marina about the negotiation angle. I don't think so. What I think happened is nothing. It started outside the negotiation table. To be honest, I won't say it's her fault. She's trying to clear a lot of mess that was created by certain people. Okay, this contract is not like a straight. It's not only there was a lot of things that she sought out. So we have to give her credit what she's doing. To be honest with you, she sorted a lot of things out, which it was not her fault.
When Rudiger was quote unquote disrespected, who was the chief transfer agent? It was Marina. Under Lampard, it was Marina. So I don't understand.
I agree with that.
If Rudiger doesn't like something during Lampard era, Marina was there. So if right now the contract is not signed and we are a month and a half from January or for whatever the transfer window is open again, or Rudiger can start negotiating with other player, you cannot come and tell me take Marina out of the equation and just blame other people. She is the one. If when we sign good player, she get all the accolade and he get all those thumb up and all those things. Rudiger's situation, I'm happy to hear Tuchel say I want Rudiger to stay, because that will be my only issue. Because during Frank Lampard, it seemed like Frank Lampard didn't want him. But now the new coach that wanted the Champions League wanted Rudiger. So tell me where the problem is. And so far,
no, I don't disagree with what you.
Van Dijk, the best defender last season or 2 seasons ago, is a 200 something. So I'm pretty sure Rudiger is not asking more than that. It has to be around that money. So Chelsea, as
no, I agree with what
why Rudiger is not signed yet? Don't I have to blame?
I agree with what
Marina?
you were saying. I just don't think that the thing is. Imagine if Marina chose Rudiger over Lampard, what would have happened? It would have been a disaster for the club and everybody. So you cannot. It's very complicated. You can't. I don't see that as her fault.
Lampard has left the team since last year, mid-year or something. Lampard has left already. Like I'm not. My way of thinking is also that the way I'm being treated in the company where I work. That's how I try to. It's simply Lampard is not part of the team anymore. So there is one. There's still Granovkaia that is managing the transfer. Why Rudiger wait till a few months from now, and we're still debating Rudiger contract, while we know that Rudiger is one of the most important players. It doesn't sit with me to say Marina is doing something good. When it comes to Rudiger, that's what I'm saying. She did good things at the transfer, but this one, she's the one making the. That's my point.
When Lampard was in charge, when Lampard was in charge, when Rudiger was injured, Chelsea opened a contract negotiation with Rudiger. They would have agreed contract, but Lampard wasn't happy with Rudiger. That contract was put on hold, so it wasn't negotiated until this summer. So that's what I mean. Chelsea stopped everything with Rudiger until after the Champions League. So that's what I mean. That's what made the delay.
You still hasn't answered the question. If Lampard is holding off Rudiger's contract,
let me hear from Max. Let me hear from Max.
No. Here's the thing, right? We give him a 4-year contract. Okay, Thomas Tuchel, for some reason or another, leaves after 2 seasons into his 4-year contract, and we go back to playing the back four. We all know that Rudiger's more comfortable with 3 at the back. We saw at 4 at the back, he's not as comfortable. We come to a manager who plays 4 at the back, and so that's obviously we got to think about things like that as well, because if we give him a 4-year contract on big wages, then we're kind of stuck with that if something doesn't happen. And remember, he's got injury issues as well. He's had a bad injury.
Careful, Max.
Bad injury to his knee.
No, Max.
Careful, man. I got my head taken off the other day when I said that he wasn't good in the back four.
I so disagree
and that,
with what
he's only really just coming to his own in this back 3 system. I got my head taken off.
Oh, really? But that's a fact.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Where?
I disagree with
you. The player himself.
Really?
The player himself has said that. Okay, I was listening to an interview. I can't remember. It was a player who was interviewing him actually, and they said, "What's your ideal position?" He said, "The left-sided of a back 3. That's where I'm most comfortable." That's from the horse's mouth, and we've seen it. Everyone's probably blaming Frank Lampard for the way he's set up defensively, but even Germany, he plays in a 3 as well sometimes. So, but in a 4, he's not as competent. I'm not saying he's not a bad defender, but he's not as competent in a 4 as he is in a 3.
Okay, and your last statement make a little bit of sense. He may be feeling comfortable more in 3 than 4 and all those things. It doesn't take away the fact that Rudiger is in actual form, will do good in for defense system. He is good. He's showing quality on the field. 1v1 is one of the best. Taking the ball with confidence, bring the ball all the way to the midfield, even all the way to the other half. he is showing a lot of confidence. And when Rudiger is driving the ball, it's not that people wait just looking for Rudiger to drive the ball, but they try to take the ball. He managed to pass a lot of them. Rudiger is growing in confidence. When it comes to whatever happened between him and Frank Lampard, he was injured. We talk about that on this same stream. And then under Frank Lampard, for some reason, those two people, they don't click code because of something happening at the training or whatever that thing is. But Rudiger as actual, I cannot just accept someone saying, okay, giving Rudiger 4 years contract. What if the coach, we change the coach and the coach coming for 4 seasons? Who in our team right now, even if Tuchel decide to go with 4 at the back, who is on the team right that can move Rudiger? I haven't seen it yet. I'm pretty sure in the new coach that will come, if we have
that's probably
Rudiger will still play 4 years contract. As today, when you sign a player, you sign the player as on his quality, what he's bringing to your team.
Oh, I agree. But
our system has to adapt to the team. If you come to Chelsea, you start putting 4 at the back and we start leaking goal, then what do? You go back to 3 at the back. That's all it is.
In a couple of years' time, there's going to be a guy. There's going to be a guy called.
Sorry, Bobby. I want to hear Bobby. Go on, Bobby.
For once, I fully agree with Boogeyman, and I actually do not agree with Max. Who told you Rudiger can't play in the back 4? I don't know where people get these things from.
I didn't say he can't play in the back 4. I said he's more comfortable in a 3. I didn't say he can't play in the back 4.
Yeah, you will always have areas that you will play that will bring out even more from you. But Rudiger can play, in a back 4. He can play in a back 3. He's that good a defender. It's like what people were saying about Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He can't play in a 6. Oh, Ruben, don't put him there. The memory is so short.
Did you hear when
he was?
Go on.
He even said it himself.
Exactly.
In youth football. He was playing 6. He was playing centre mid. He was playing winger. He was playing attacker.
Striker.
Striker. Now, clearly his best position is in the midfield, probably a number 8 or a number 10, like he has played. But that doesn't mean to say he can't play that 6 excellently, as we've seen. And the same is for Rudiger. I think giving Rudiger a 4-year contract is a simple investment. And all this talk, I have to say this, I keep saying it, and I become public enemy number 1. It upsets me when
number two. I'm sorry.
You know,
Boogeyman's number 1. Boogeyman's number 1.
It upsets me when I see all these Chelsea fans, like simping. You're bringing politics into football. If Marina was a man, you wouldn't give him this slack. This woman is the slowest person to do deals I have ever seen at a top football club. Look at the time we wasted over the summer, and the time it took to do the Lukaku deal, the time it took to do Kai Havertz, the time, goodness me, we managed to do Werner in time, but even that took time. She's hesitant.
I'm not in agreement with that. I don't agree with that at all.
I don't care whether you're in agreement or not. This is my opinion.
I don't agree with that.
That is wrong.
The time it took to sign Havertz,
we were
linked with him at the beginning of the summer. How long do you expect?
Come on, Bobby. I like that.
The thing is, listen, we were going for Haaland. Haaland was always our number 1 target, okay? Lukaku was the backup. When it became clear that we weren't getting Haaland, this Lukaku deal was done in a couple of weeks.
Did you guys give wrong goalie these excuses?
Hold on. Max.
I'm not giving excuses. I'm telling you facts.
Last stream, yeah, you left, and you left me by myself to fight with all these boys about Lukaku, man. Did you watch the stream afterwards?
I watched it afterwards.
Did you see what? Did you see what I had to put up with by myself?
I know.
With you leaving me, man. Now it's just.
And let me. Yeah, I want to get Kazim back on this.
I wanted to. Yeah,
go on. Because Kazim, I listened to you and I was shaking my head after your score because it's quite clear that you've got a bias against Lukaku as well as
quite clear, and I agree. Go on, Max.
And you said he didn't do anything throughout the game.
That's your opinion, Max. That's your opinion.
Listen. You were talking about what's his name working hard for the team and everything. You've given Werner all the time, but 5-6 games in, you're on this guy's back. back. And what did Lukaku do for the team? He won a lot of defensive headers. If you're going on about what they're contributing, he contributed a lot of defensive headers. When he went off, when they were playing, barraging us with long throws all the time, when he was off, that's when they had all those chances because he wasn't there to clear those headers from the long throws. Okay, so we're using that as a barometer, as work. We're using work rate. I'm using defensive headers as that barometer. Also, if Lukaku wasn't on the pitch, we don't score that winning goal. It was his presence, which with the guy tried to, his half clearance fell to Chilwell. Chilwell knocks the ball into the back of the net. Okay, he was there making himself a nuisance for us to score that goal. Okay, so that's what he contributed. Did they have a good game? I'm not putting my hand up and saying he had a brilliant game. No, because I'm not like that. Because I've been a Lukaku man. I'm not going to say that, and just make up excuses for him all the time. But I'm just trying to be fair. I'm trying to be fair. Like I'm fair with Werner. If Werner has a good game, I say it's a good game. If he doesn't, I criticise him. But I'm not going to be using agendas and using. So what you're doing, you're using that barometer. So say, okay, he's doing this for the team or that for the team for one person, but you're not doing the same for another person. So it's got to be fair. That's what I'm saying. Be fair to every single player.
Couch coming in because he put his hand up. Go on, Couch. Let me hear it.
Yes, I knew that would work one day, man. Elementary school paying off. Yeah, so honestly, I've been on this for a minute now. And like you guys know, we've talked about this all summer. I was not on the Lukaku train. I was like Holland FC. Like I was about it. But the minute that Lukaku signed on to the contract and became a Chelsea player, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. And what I saw the last game, I said to you guys the other day, like I did not see what you guys saw. He wasn't working hard for the team. He was making runs into the channels all over the place. He was moving. He had movement, and he just didn't get the ball. Like, what do you guys want him to do? Like, what more do you want? You want him to like come back into the 18-yard box, defend the ball? Like, he's moving. Like, I don't know what you want more. What more you want from the striker? He was out on the left flank. He was in the right flank. Like, he was all over the place. He did not get the ball. I don't know what you expect him to do.
Dennis,
like,
honestly,
can you just tell me, Kazim, can you just tell me what you expected him to do that game?
Dennis,
and
that is the equalizer, by the way.
Kazim, let me just say this one thing on your behalf.
Sure.
We're talking about giving him the ball. I remember some of the movements that Rubin was making. He dribbled from the heart of midfield right up to the box and was looking to play a 1-2. Eventually, I think he found Werner when he was actually looking for Lukaku. You know where Lukaku was? He was stood behind the centre-back. Lukaku sometimes can't be found because he doesn't look for space.
I mean, it's like I'm not saying the entire game was like that, but there's definitely instances where he was moving and he got into.
I'm not stopping you, Kasim. I'm not stopping you. Go ahead.
Guys, I watched.
No, I don't want to talk to anyone more because I just want to reply to Max. I respect that's his opinion, but I want to go back to Max.
Go on then.
Right, look, Max. You telling me last 4 or 5 games? Do you think, in your opinion, Lukaku been playing well?
He hasn't been playing well in the last couple of games, no. But as I said, Werner in the last season, he wasn't playing well. But then you were looking at all his positives. You weren't looking at the negatives. You're saying, but he's doing this, he's doing that. You know, I disagree with what you said against Southampton. Against Southampton, I thought he had a good game.
Let me talk to you now, Max. You said he didn't. The reason I'm taking that, listen. Right. No. The reason I'm making my overview opinion about Lukaku because wherever he goes, he will knowing about his mobility. He's not working hard. He's not moving enough. I'm not saying it because he did it last 5-6 games. He's one knowing about it. So when I compared him with Werner doesn't score, but he works hard and assists. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not making overall view about Lukaku last 5-6 games. He came to Chelsea and he's been sold. He went to Everton, he went to United, and he's still doing the same. He's not improved. He went to the Farmer League, which is Inter Milan, and he scored at 28 games this season. But clearly, when he comes to the Premier League, he's not adapting to the Premier League. He's got to move, he's got to drop, it to be mobile, to be here and there. He's waiting to the ball to come to his feet to tap him in. That's why it's game.
Did you see his record at Everton? What do you mean he didn't succeed at Everton?
Sorry, I can't hear my internet is
at Everton, I think he scored 16 goals.
Everton, he scored a lot of goals at Everton.
16 is that?
No, he played a few seasons at Everton.
And most
of
his goal is none against any top 6 team.
Right. Go back and watch the. No, listen. Go back and watch the FA Cup where it played against us. They played against us. Look at the goal he scored against us. Yeah, unless we're not a big team anymore.
My problem.
Unless you don't consider us to be a big team.
Yeah. Max, I understand. We always go back to the history of me has an agenda against Lukaku, but that's not the case. Lukaku, if you put Haaland and the Lukaku on the table, I'll pick Haaland. But I know how difficult it was to bring Haaland at Chelsea. So
yeah, but do you think Haaland would be? Listen, Haaland is okay. He's a better. I'm saying he's a better player than him, but he may have the same struggles. You're talking about a Farmers League. Yeah. You mentioned that he's to score goals in the. Listen, anyone can score goals in Bundesliga as well. Bundesliga.
Yeah, I understand.
Look at Sancho. Sancho's not got any assists or any goals for Manchester United. He played in that league. So
Max,
what makes you think Haaland would be doing anything?
But you're taking just one portion in your logics. Haaland has never played in EPL. If Haaland was Lukaku position at Chelsea right now, I'll give him some benefits of the doubt. I'll be like, listen, man, he has not played in the EPL. He has to learn and adapt to it. Lukaku has played in the EPL already. 3 different clubs, even Manchester United. He went to Inter Milan. If he was sucking at the Inter Milan, I would say, give him time. He's just in Serie A. Lukaku player and he did good, 28 goal or 24 goal in the Serie A. He came back to EPL as someone that have EPL experience and 100 million or 97 million pound player. And we brought Lukaku to Chelsea because Timo Werner was not doing it for us. So anybody that sit down here telling us that, why do we let Timo Werner off the hook and bang it on Lukaku? Lukaku came here to solve a problem. Is he solving it? No. Lukaku.
We don't know.
It doesn't work hard enough.
Is he solving it? No, hold on. Is he solving it? Exactly. Is he solving it?
Can I ask you a question?
Listen.
When Werner comes to Chelsea,
Boogeyman, let me talk. You're always talking.
I'll let you go. Yeah, go
right. Okay. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, right, he's as Dennis quite rightly said, he scored 4 goals already, right? Well, we're only 5-6 games in the season. You know, when I started to criticise Werner was after he missed his 50th chance for Chelsea. That's when I started criticising him. I was giving him time and time. And even after he missed that 50th chance and 60th chance, I still said, look, he's come in. He hasn't had a pre-season and everything else. I was going to always say, I'm judging this guy this season. I wasn't judging him last season because of the circumstances we're in. Yeah? Okay. Yeah. So
I understand what you're saying.
That's the same thing I'm saying with Lukaku. If at the end of the season Lukaku's not got into double figures, then I'm going to say, okay, he's not performed, he's not done what we've brought him in for. That's when I'm going to look at him. I'm not going to look at. We're too reactionary in this fan base. Every striker, Harry Kane, is he rubbish?
No.
Hold on, Harry Kane.
Why did Man United sold him? Why did Man United sold him for?
Harry Kane, because at the time when he was sold by Manchester United, he wasn't. When he went over to Italy, Conte knew how to play. Even now, Conte is saying that Chelsea do not know how to play him properly. If Conte was still at Inter Milan, Lukaku would still be there because he got the best out of him. He's come to Chelsea, right? And the players still don't understand his runs or his movement. We were used to playing with a false nine. We're now playing with an out-and-out target man. So we're playing a different style. So it's a case of getting that chemistry between the players. So that's what you need to find.
Why is that so hard to understand?
We are way too reactionary as a fan base. He's got 4 games left, and then all of a sudden he's a waste of money.
No, listen. I was speaking to Man United fans, and they were always telling me, every time we Lukaku, the end of his days, they were always playing with 10 men because Lukaku wasn't moving enough. That was Man United fans.
That might have been true back then. So,
that's what I'm
So,
saying.
I don't know
Why
if
I'm
that's true
asking
now.
you
you saw
now.
something different now.
That's why my overall view. That's why I'm trying to address about my overall view about Lukaku. No last 5-6 games. He possessed that with him, and I thought when he gone to Italy and come back he changed, but clearly he didn't. He's still waiting for the ball to come to him. He still wanted to tap them in. All you need to do, watch Diego Costa. All you need to do, watch Diego Costa, and you see the difference.
Yeah,
okay.
Just like Diego Costa.
Hold on.
Sorry, Max. Can I just jump in real quick? I just got a quick thing to
I'll bring you in, Dennis.
Sure.
Is it the lack of ability on Lukaku's behalf, or is it the system that we're playing? Hold on. I'm bringing Dennis. Dennis, just address this in your comment. Is it the lack of ability on his behalf, or is it the system?
I think it's a bit of both, but like I think that we've been harping on the fact that of his lack of skill set too hardly. Like for me, when you say that he's not working hard for the team, like how many times does he have to make runs and not get the ball before he just like starts, giving up on those runs? You say that like every time. I showed you in my video how many times he made runs and it was not recognized or the pass didn't get there. So at the 70th minute now, when he's not getting the ball, what is he supposed to do?
Self-promoting again, Dennis. I know.
I'm just doing my thing, man. You know how
many?
You know how many?
And
then on top of that, yeah, go ahead.
Lukaku, I'm not going to say no. Lukaku has made runs. 3 or 4. Lukaku has made all the run, the last final run when someone had to push the ball in front of Lukaku, maybe so he can end up being one-on-one of a keeper or 1v1 against defender. There's only 3 or 4 in the entire game. Because
You say that, but look at it this way: how many teams play with a low block, and where is he running into? Like every team that we played, pretty much. Like
but how many times? I understand that, but how many times Lukaku has misplaced a ball? How many times Lukaku just by his bad control in the final third? How many times Lukaku misplaced those balls or lost control on all those things? That's a big problem for Chelsea. A team that does
we're just
possession
talking about him not working hard for the team and him being too static and central.
But people keep saying that. Look, I understand the fact that if you compare Lukaku to Havertz, it's not Havertz, or even Mount or Havertz, and even Werner. Werner is the top one. If you compare Lukaku to Werner, you may say Lukaku is not working hard for the team. If you could compare Lukaku of Manchester United with all the Manchester United players at that time, you can see Lukaku doesn't run too much. Yeah, all those things you can say. But I'm talking about the Chelsea team.
Drogba too.
What? Come on, man.
You can say that about Drogba.
That's an insult to Drogba. You cannot compare Lukaku to Drogba, man. That's when we cannot.
Drogba played the same way. You said Drogba was running all over the pitch, all over the place.
Excuse me, boogeyman. Know your football, because sorry. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yep.
Listen, I've watched a lot of football for years, and I knew after 10 minutes what sort of game Drogba was going to have. Okay, sometimes when Drogba after 10-15 minutes he wasn't in the game, sometimes he would be quiet in the game, so he wasn't always running around as well. Okay, and I love Drogba. I'm not going to, just because I love the man, I'm not going to be critical against him, because he had some stinkers as well. Let's be fair about that. And Kazim was talking about Diego Costa. Diego Costa's second season, remember that time he went through a I said purple patch last, but he went through a rough patch. He ended up with 12 goals that season. So don't come to me and say, "Oh yeah, Diego, like he was consistently performing for us season."
I think you're missing the point, Max. I think you're missing the point. You're missing the point. You're missing the point. I'm talking about Diego Costa
the work rate. Listen.
Yeah, I'm talking about Diego Costa work rate.
If we sign Lukaku to do the tapping,
Max, I think you're missing the point. Like, 1 second, Boogeyman. Lukaku can go 4-5 games no scoring. I have no problem with that. But
so
if he doesn't score, he's got to work hard for the team.
If someone runs around, but there was Robbie Savage had good work rate. Was he a good player? No, he ran around looking busy.
No. Max. Listen. So top striker in the world. Sometimes they go 4, 5, 6 games with no scoring. It's not the end of the world. But they possess that quality. But the issue is Lukaku. If you don't score, you got to work hard. and he doesn't do it, mate. That's why I'm talking about Diego Costa.
Listen, what he's doing is occupying players. Okay, against South since he's come.
He's waiting for the ball, man.
This season we've scored 3 goals. We've got 3 goals 3 times this season.
As much as we love Lukaku, he's making it so easy for defender to defend against Chelsea. That's my problem.
I want to bring in Mo. Mo's been waiting patiently. I want to bring him in and I want to hear his thoughts on this.
You see, Max, thank you very much, because sometimes in this debate, I don't like to bring old legends or former players, because sometimes I think people forgot. Chelsea, Didier Drogba never run around, whether you like it. And Diego Costa, that everybody is painting with these rose-tinted glasses. Do you know, after, I think, December or January, Diego Costa, even when he scored 20 goals, I think the maximum goal he scored for Chelsea after even our title running season, after November, December, it was 8.
Thank
it was
you.
Either 6 or whatever.
Yep.
Okay, so sometimes I think, Kasim, you and Boogeyman, when you go on, you think about the West Brom goal and things like that. You forgot that Diego Costa had horrible games. Sometimes you were so horrible, like you're scared that he's going to get red carded. You want him out. So we don't want, I don't like to go back on players that we respect or whatever, tell you about how they have stinkers. So you guys are picking on Lukaku on everything he does. You forgot that you think that Chelsea's good. Let me tell you one thing. Since the Premier League has started, do you know Chelsea have only have players, strikers, midfielder. We've only scored 8 times over 20 goals. I think 7 even, because the one was Hasselbaink 19. We've never had strikers that prolific. Drogba only did it twice in his entire 8 years Chelsea career. Lampard did it once. Anelka did it once. Hasselbaink twice. And who else? Diego Costa twice. Chelsea don't have record of strikers that score this amount of goals that are like running all over the place. We don't have it. Diego Costa was the only one. And guess what? Diego Costa, that running around, that's what Mourinho wasn't happy about. Guess what? Because when you run around, Hazard doesn't press, we're imbalanced. That's why we were always knocked out of the Champions League. Do you know Mourinho was always whinging about that? Okay, so sometimes let's not forget that there's history.
I'm not forgetting.
Okay, there's history.
I'm not forgetting about
anything. Sorry. Why is your point? I don't understand. So why are you trying to say about Diego Costa?
What's my point? No. What my point is, Diego Costa has had horrible games more than good games for Chelsea. So let's not forget that.
I didn't dispute that.
There are times that
I didn't dispute that.
No, listen to me.
I didn't dispute that.
Listen to me.
I never
Chelsea fans.
Listen now. You mentioned the goal issue, mate.
No, let me.
I never ever criticized the Lukaku for the goal.
I'm not talking about the goal. I'm not talking about the goal. I'm talking about even when he was running around badging people off. There are times Chelsea fans were want him out because
he doesn't press, mate. It doesn't work hard enough. It doesn't work hard enough,
Didier Drogba doesn't press. Anelka doesn't press. Hasselbaink doesn't press. Gudjonsen doesn't press. You name a Chelsea player that press, a striker. It was only Diego Costa.
Diego Costa press. Diego Costa press.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Diego
Costa. When Diego Costa moved from Atletico, he used to play in Atletico. They used to play.
I said Diego Costa is the only one that press. We don't even have record strikers that press. Okay,
listen.
So all of a sudden, Lukaku is a horrible player. He doesn't press. He's dismantling our forward line.
Listen, Lukaku. I can only MGT. I understand your view. Chelsea. I can only compare Lukaku, whatever Lukaku is bringing on Chelsea game, compared to the Chelsea I have last season. Chelsea I have last season, we press. Chelsea I have last season.
We didn't actually press that much, which is funny, because if you look at the stats, I'm telling you, look at the stats last year, all the teams were pressing less. All the teams were pressing less. I'm guaranteeing that all of the teams were pressing less last year.
Just don't throw it.
Chelsea were pressing like the ball all over the pitch.
I disagree with that.
No. I'm telling you.
The couch.
Go look at the stats.
You have agenda. You have agenda. You have agenda. Listen. Chelsea under Tuchel are one of the team that pressed the most in the Champions during the last 6 months. That before Lukaku, we press our first line press a lot. We have Werner, we have Mount, and we have Harvard. We pressed a lot. That's what we know. And we have a lot of possession. With Jorginho in the middle, we used to have 65%, even up to 70% possession. We under Tuchel. That's what we love about that Tuchel. So now Lukaku came in. We knew we need to adapt our game to Lukaku. That is not a problem. What we're saying, what we're telling right now, the fact that we are adapting the game to Lukaku, all our front line are not performing as they used to perform. I accept that. But now, Lukaku is at Chelsea to solve a specific problem. Score goals. At least make sure the defenders of the opposite does not have like a field days. He has to hold them off. He has to make sure that they have nightmare. Again, yesterday, or 2 days ago, that game against Bradford, Lukaku has not done anything to those defenders. Worse about it, I accept when someone tells me that there were 3 or 4 chances where Kovačić, Kante, and Werner, or who else, should give the ball faster. Chilwell should give the ball faster to Lukaku. But I'm telling you, even if that ball went to Lukaku, he's not going to do anything with it because Lukaku ballon well,
that's your bias then. That's your bias.
He has a clear chance. He has a clear chance. He has a clear chance. No, let me finish this. He has a clear chance last season. He balloned the ball over the
Let
bar.
Bobby talk.
What are you talking about?
Let Bobby talk. Let Bobby talk. That was offside anyway, so you can't count that. That was an offside.
I think he got being harsh on
Lads, hold on. Go on, Bobby.
Thanks. The thing with Lukaku is it's not even a matter of whether he presses or he doesn't press. Okay, let's assume he doesn't press and he won't press. The only issue and concern I have with him, and he's a Chelsea player now, he's in the club, he loves the club, and I really, really am praying he does well, and I'm hoping we find a way to help him do well. He's with us now, so I will knock him to a point, but after a while I'll back off and just keep praying. But the issue I have with him is, okay, you're not pressing. Are you mobile? Are you creating your own angles? Are you creating your own space? Because if you watch the likes of your Lewandowskis of this world, and indeed, bless him for all it's worth, Haaland, these guys make angles. They make themselves available for the pass. They do things up front. Now, I must say, one of the greatest things we have with Lukaku, funnily enough, is his defensive play. What he does at corners and things that, like Drogba used to do, he used to head balls out, and that is fantastic. But he is meant to be our goal scorer, and he does need to be a bit more mobile. I haven't even mentioned his touch, which is appalling. I haven't even mentioned the fact that he struggles to dribble past anybody. Just make that space, make that angle, make that run, and then players will find you. Don't run behind defenders.
Or wait for it.
People to find you or wait for it. Exactly.
Some good points there. But let me say something. You mentioned Haaland and you mentioned Lewandowski. They're playing in a league where I can get in as a defender in that league, even at my age. Okay. The defending in Germany isn't great. You see the results over there. But Bayern Munich are winning 5-1 every week, 7-1, and so you don't get those results in the Premier League as often. Okay, no, you don't get those results in the Premier League that often. Mo Salah's a different gravy because with Mo Salah is one of those guys who he can operate in tight spaces. We play a lot of it with games is a low block. Okay, there's not a lot of people out there who can do what Mo Salah does. You saw the 2 goals he scored the other day. They were special. Because against Man City and last week. Watford. But even Mo Salah doesn't have a lot. He scores goals. As I say, he scores very good goals. But as a striker in this league, unless Harry Kane scores a lot, and there's other people, but it is more difficult. It's more difficult to score. Calvin Lewis are mainly headers, really. And when you think the likes of Everton, even Tottenham, teams don't really play low block against them because they think they have a chance of winning. There's only 3 teams. There's only 3 teams that we play that play low block, and that is Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea are the only 3 teams that a lot of teams play low block against because they're frightened of our attacking prowess. Against most other teams, they're going to go and give it a go, so you can have more opportunities as a striker. Yeah. So I think you need to look at that.
I think if I could just say this one last point, and I'll just shut up.
Yeah, you go, Bob.
I think for a 97+ million, 28-year-old peak form striker, we should expect a bit more than excuses. Yeah. You know, he knows that the Premier League is full of low block teams. He knows that you need to be a little bit more wily.
And he already played in the Premier League.
Exactly. So
you guys are making he has
sound
like
to
it's just him, though.
Couch, don't go that way. I don't understand.
Hold on. 2-1 Palace, guys. 2-1 Palace.
I didn't say anything more.
Go on, Patrick. Go on, Patrick.
Who scored?
Patrick Vieira
Can I say something?
Eduardo, the Celtics.
No. I'd like to add something before. I want to say, every time...
Boogeyman, Kassim.
Oh, Palace 2-1. 2-1 is Palace. 2-1 Palace.
Is that what we want to say, Kassim? Go on, Boogeyman. Go on, Boogeyman.
Max,
come on.
Come
on, Boogeyman. You go.
How is Kassim talking over his... Your mic is muted, but you managed to beat the mute also.
Because it was my turn, Boogeyman. Okay, you go.
No, thank you. What I'm saying is, every time Mo Salah was mentioned, every time Harry Kane was mentioned, every time Calvin Lewis was mentioned, Max always find a way to jump over. Oh, this guy is that, this guy is that, this guy that. Lukaku is Chelsea to score goal, and he's a top player, and he's a 28, and he costs us 97 something, and he already played in 3 or 4 different teams in the EPL. So any excuses does not work anyway when it comes to Lukaku. I just don't understand that. You keep jumping. Mo Salah, Harry Kane, that's something else. This one, that's something else.
Harry Kane
I don't understand
that. Season, Harry Kane scored 1 goal this season. Lukaku scored 4. Okay.
Wait, one second. I'm going to bring in Kassim, then I'll bring in Dennis, and then I'll get in. You know what? I want to hear from DJ Sav. So after Dennis, I'm going to bring in DJ Sav.
DJ Sav just listen to us.
Wait.
I want to hear DJ Sav before I hear me.
All right, we'll do that. Kassim, DJ Sav. Then we'll go to Dennis. The thing is this. We're talking like Lukaku is playing badly.
Exactly, that's my point.
Like Lukaku is not doing it for Chelsea. Lukaku hasn't. I mean, how many games has he played for Chelsea? Has he even played 10 games yet? Has he even played 10 games yet for Chelsea?
No.
Okay, so guys, back off. Seriously, back the hell up, man.
Agreed.
Let the man breathe. Let the man get his... Listen, he's been playing in Italy for a couple of seasons. All right? When he was here, his last season with Man United wasn't a good season. Lukaku today is not the Lukaku... There was no way on earth I wanted to see the Lukaku of Man United come and play for Chelsea. I wanted to see the Lukaku that was playing under Conte come and play for Chelsea. And to a certain degree, I think we can get that. We will get that. I just think we need to give the man a little bit of space, a little bit of time. Is he having... You see, we talked about this in the last stream. We said, is it him who's underperforming, or is it the players around him that are underperforming? And listen, we all know the players that are around him right now are having a dip in form. Okay? So is that going to impact him? Yes. If Kova was able to get one of those passes to him, the scoreline would have been a lot different. Kova was overhitting them passes. Kova's a great player. Kova is a great passer of the ball. Kova is a fantastic midfielder. But let's not blame Lukaku for the bad game that Kovacic had. Okay? Let's not... And I'm not saying Lukaku had a blinder or had a good game. No, you know, the game was the game. Right? We won 1-0. But end of the day, we all want to see better performances from all of our players, including Lukaku. All right, so guys, just relax a little bit, chill out. And I forgot who's next. Was it Kassim who's next?
I think DJ Sav. Or DJ Sav.
No, DJ Sav after Kassim. After Kassim. Kassim, do you want to go? Because I don't want to. Because you were
No,
supposed to.
DJ.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it, DJ.
No, listen. I've just been listening to what you guys have been saying. That's what I've been doing. Just listening. It's actually quite fascinating hearing what you guys have to say and the debates that are going on. Look, we all love our football club. We all want what's best for our football club. Yeah. All I'll say is, look, Lukaku's going through a little bit of a silly spell at the moment, right? Yeah. Werner went through it last season. Everyone got on his back. Okay. Lukaku's going through. I won't say he's going through that yet. It's just a couple of I think it's about 3 or 4 games he's not scored yet. But listen, the guy's going to score goals. I'm not going to lie here because everyone knows, and everyone knows. I wanted Haaland on this panel. I wanted Haaland as well from the beginning. Lukaku's always like my second. But I always said if we couldn't get him and Lukaku came along, I thought, okay, that's great. You know, the guy's got unfinished business to do. We know what a top talent striker he is. And he will do it. He just needs to be given the time. And I think getting on his back, as I've been hearing Boogeyman, as I've been hearing Kassim, all giving him a bit of a tough time. I'm thinking to yourself, come on, guys, yeah? This guy needs to be given some... The guy knows where the back of the net is. And look, let's be honest, strikers thrive on... They thrive on getting service. Yes, sometimes they've got to make service for themselves. I mean, I know we saw Drogba do a lot of that before. Okay, you can say Costa did that as well to some degree, but at the same time, they were also getting balls set up for them as well. And for me, I just see Lukaku at this moment in time, he's trying to make the runs. He's trying to get the ball. What he does do, though, is he's holding up play. He's getting others to come in and score goals. And I think, people say, he wasn't brought in to do that kind of job. But look, he's still contributing to the team. His goals will come. And it's not like he's been on a barren spell. The man was scoring goals at the start of the season. At the start of this season, he was scoring goals. He's just going through a bit of a barren spell at the moment. We should just let him just get on with it on. And once he starts scoring again, the guy's going to, I don't doubt for a second, the guy's going to score us goals, mate. Trust me, he will. We just need to give him time. That's all. I know he's 28 and all. He's done it, been in the Prem and everything all this time, but before, but he will score the goals. We just need to give this guy that chance to do it rather than keep on getting on his back, because a lot of our Chelsea fan base seem to do this a lot, and this is one of the things that's about our Chelsea fan base.
We're too quick
to criticise our players so fast. Honestly,
what was the game where Lukaku has 2 chances and he scored both of them? When it was the game was also Aston Villa.
Yeah.
When I came out, I said what I saw about Lukaku today. It was something. We didn't really give him too much to do. We didn't really serve him too much. But 2 half chances, they all end up at the back of the net. Listen, people can say that I'm on the back of Lukaku or I'm just criticizing just to criticize. That is not the case. I'm just saying, game by game. So I can get per game. It's French. Game by game, what I saw from Lukaku and Benfro and the game before. Lukaku was really poor. It's just what I'm saying. I'm not saying Lukaku is a bad or doesn't have any contribution. Lukaku, like Mark said at one point, when we were being dominated, Lukaku has done a lot of defensive work by heading some ball out. Even one ball passed over pretty much all our defense, and there was a Benfro at a striker waiting to head the ball in. And who took the ball away? Lukaku. So, listen, it's a fact that he has contribution on our game. Because before I came to this game, I rewatched last game because I know MTT going to be like, watch this game. I rewatch it 90 minutes. That's why I came in to just answer all the questions. Lukaku has been poor. That's all it is. He has control. I accept Couch saying there were few services that he should have, but I keep saying he is not fully committing himself to the runs also. The runs, because there is a few runs, Lukaku just have to go full speed, and he has that ball. He's heavy. He did the same thing against Arsenal when he carried that defender and run into the half into the
but that's all down to timing though, because he can go full tilt, but he has to. Just let me finish.
Yeah, but it's when you say the trust. When I say something, let me finish this quick. Let me say something before you do. The trust. Lukaku has to trust Kovačić to release the ball on time, and Kovačić has to trust Lukaku that when I pass the ball, Lukaku is going to run for it. Lukaku is not fully committing because. Then you haven't played the football, man. That's what I can say.
Of course I played football.
Yeah, come on.
But let me just say this. If he's playing on the shoulder of the defenders and he's trying to bend his run and time his runs, he only has a specific amount of time before he's offside. The ball has to be coming faster. It's not coming fast enough. That's the problem that we have right now. Every time he's playing on the shoulder,
he's making
and the midfielders are waiting and delaying the line. He even said it. Like when Chilwell played the ball to him and played him offside, he's like, "Listen, give me the ball earlier. I'm offside." That's what's happening. It's not like he's not committed to the run.
And one more thing. Sorry, Max, I'll let you come in. One more thing. One thing that he was criticized for, Lukaku was criticized for his crossing in the last game. Well, I don't want to see Lukaku crossing the ball. Why are you guys pushing him out wide? Why are you pushing him out? Like, play the ball when he's on the center.
Because when Lukaku is in the center, he make it easy for a defender to defend Chelsea. That's the whole thing. Lukaku cannot. If Lukaku,
no. Listen, man, why are you coming in again?
Max. Listen.
Okay, I'm muting myself then.
You talked about Aston Villa game and when he scored 2 goals. What was he doing then that he stopped doing now? He was having his back to goal and he was getting the ball played into him and he was able to take on, because Lukaku is really good on the spin. All right, he can twist players. But right now, we're not even seeing the ball get into Lukaku. And if it does, it's when it's a second too late. We need to get chemistry going. Hold on, I'm bringing Max in. We need to get the chemistry.
I have a lot of enemies on this panel.
No, we love you. We love you on this panel. But
not at all, mate. We got. Fucking man, seriously.
So I say, I used to play as a striker. I know what I'm talking about. I used to play as a striker. I wasn't a professional with it, but I used to play as a striker. And as a striker, you're making these runs. If the ball's not coming to you, you've made 16 runs, 15 runs. The ball's not coming to you. You lose a bit of confidence. Or you're saying, why am I making these runs and stuff? So you kind of come deep or look for the ball or whatever. So you're not confident in making these runs. You look at Lukaku playing for Belgium, right? He's gone away on international duty. He's playing for Belgium. He looks a different player. Why? Because you got the people like the De Bruynes and people like that who know his movement, know his runs, know what sort of balls he likes to get played, and he gets in and he's scoring goals for them. We are not getting these balls into him in time. So sometimes he's going to be a bit hesitant with the next run he does because, again, as I said, it's about the players getting used to his running, is the executing the passes correctly. Because if Lukaku was missing chance after chance after chance after chance, like Werner was doing, then I will say, what's he doing? Because he's getting the chances, but he's not putting them away. Okay, we can be critical of him against when we played the Juventus because he had that chance, and that's what he's bought for those moments. So we can criticise him for that. Or we can criticise him for although we did score the third goal, the goal where the cross that came in where he should have really put it in and he's knocked it at Southampton. So we can criticise him for that as well because the service was there, he didn't finish. So we're criticising him. Yeah, that's fair. But criticising him criticising him when he's not getting the service to do anything, then I just think that's totally unfair.
Go on, Kasim.
Yeah, look, I just want to. I'm not biased, and I haven't got an agenda against Lukaku. I'm just saying it always. Look, I don't give a damn if he didn't score for 5-6 games. Any striker, best strikers in the world, go through this, batch sometimes. They do 5, 6, 7 games, even don't score. But they contribute by working hard. And I actually, big up Bobby, he made a valid point by saying he's not mobile enough. He waits for the ball. That's what I am trying to say. Doesn't mean I'm biased against him or I haven't got agenda against him. I want him to work hard. Look, I was a Haaland. I wanted Haaland in, but he didn't come in. Chelsea, Lukaku wore the shirt. I support Lukaku 100%. But for me, if Lukaku's not working hard, I have to call him off, mate. I have to call him out. He's not mobile and working hard for me. It doesn't mean I've got agenda against him.
Yeah, okay. I wanted Haaland as well. But did you see him in the 2 games when they played Manchester City? He didn't have a single shot. Okay, he created one of the goals for them, but he didn't have a single shot. He was shut out of that game totally. Why?
Because Lukaku doesn't do it in a big game.
Lukaku do nothing.
But that was a big game as well. That was a big game, and Haaland struggled in that game. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but what I'm saying is, if you could be the best striker in the world, if you're not getting the service or something, you're not going to score goals. And that's fair.
No, I agree with you. Listen, Max, 100% I agree. Look, you play the striker, I play football, I know. If the striker doesn't get the service, he won't score goals.
But that's not the case of Lukaku.
I agree 100%. But the point you don't understand is, he doesn't work hard for me. That is my point I'm trying to make. He's not mobile enough. To me, in my eyesight, I see him. He wait for the ball. He tap them in. He needs all-around game. He needs to improve, to move up, mobile, come in, come out, down. He's got to do that. Because I highlighted that game against City. He was very poor.
You know what's funny, Kazim? I think you're right in terms of like how you want to see a striker work. He doesn't give you that. He's not going to like run all over the pitch, chasing guys down, you know, closing down the goalie. He just doesn't move like that. But if you utilize his strengths, which we're not right now, you'll see a different striker.
Which is what? What is his strength?
But what is he
holding off the defender?
Early, down the channels.
You asked a question.
I'll tell you right now.
You asked a question. Let's hear it. Go on.
He likes to get the ball early. He likes to run the channels, and he likes the ball over the top. That's what he likes. If you play it into him, he's not bad at holding up the ball. He can definitely do that, like be that hold up man, hold it and then lay it off, or hold it in turn. But like what he likes to be is running at people. When you play it into him and he has limited options, like so if he can't decide whether he has to dribble past somebody or knock it past him and use his pace. If you limit those options and he only has the one,
can we go one by one?
He's not technically sound enough for me to do that. That's how I feel.
No, okay. So you said Lukaku does not like running into defender or running at defender, right? Is that what you said?
I think he does like running at defenders. I think he loves that.
Then I disagree with you, because I'm 100% of the cases when Lukaku has the ball in his feet and there's one defender in front of him, he can't pass him.
No, the control is worse.
He's running with the ball is run.
If Lukaku gets ahead of speed, Lukaku gets ahead of steam and he's running at people, that's where he's at his best. That's when he's at his best. When he has a head of steam and he has the ball in front of him and he's running at defenders. That's when he
does run a defender.
That's 100% right. 100%
yeah, but
right.
that's the turn. The problem with Chelsea and EPL is we always operate in tie area. Every time Lukaku has the ball,
he's not great at that.
All right, wait. So if that is his strength, So why isn't Tuchel utilizing them? Mo, let me hear it.
Guys, I gotta go. I gotta pick up my son. But this is a great chat. I'm hoping we can carry this on again later.
This is a glass half full and half full or something.
I need Eric now. Cheers, Dennis. I've lost the first.
Take easy, Dennis.
Yeah, but then Couch. See, Max didn't save you. Don't worry about it.
You're a man.
What I was gonna say. Tuchel keep insisting this. I don't think it's Tuchel's fault. Tuchel is not doing anything wrong. It's the players that are around it. Against against Liverpool, he put Mount through. He was backing them. He held Van Dijk and Matip up. He put Mount through, isn't he? One-on-one with the goalkeeper. What did Mount do? He mishit it. He could have pull it back for Lukaku or Havertz. He didn't. He shot at the goalkeeper and he went out. And he put through. Remember when we were playing 10 against 11? What did Lukaku do? He back off Matip and whatever and put through Kovačić. What did Kovačić do? He miskick it. And then people have forgotten that what Southampton. He put Werner twice. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. What did Werner do? He hit it straight at the goalkeeper. So people are just Bookman and Kasim, they picking what is good and what is good. He created more than 6 chances for our strikers. Nobody is scoring.
All right, I'm coming now for more.
No, what I mean.
Lukaku, you like it or not? Listen. I told you my point of view about Lukaku. I'm not, but just one second.
I understand your point of view.
Sorry?
Okay. What I'm trying to say, you guys have forgotten that Lukaku could have had 5 or 6 assists already this season. That's not his fault. But because of the numbers are not there, what is he contributing to the team? Why don't you ask the same question to the other players that are missing?
Let Kasim respond.
Well said.
Respond, Kasim.
Listen, Max. Look, you can't sugarcoat things, mate. Lukaku, listen, I told you I haven't got any agenda.
Go on, Kasim. Go on.
Say respect.
Kasim, there's a little bit of a lag.
Right.
So
look more. Yeah. Is it? Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can
you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, carry on.
Right, okay. Look. as I said to you, Max come out, cussing bias against Lukaku, right? And I say, look, I see things how it is. Okay, you cannot hold my eyesight. Okay, Lukaku's last 4 games has been poor, mate, and I've been called for him to come out, and I tweeted it 2 minutes before I come out. I said, for the love of God, someone take him out because he was poor against Bamford. And you Max mentioned all the haters. It was poor, mate. He took him out in 74 minutes. Against Juventus was poor. Against Man City was super poor. He didn't offer anything. Okay? But don't tell me, oh, Kasim, this isn't that. No. I will give him his flowers. He will work hard for the team. And just don't understand. I don't want you to understand, guys. Don't think I'm judging Lukaku by the goals. I don't. I judge Lukaku by working hard and the goals. Yes. But I know he's going to go through matches. He's not going to score goals. But work hard. That's my point I'm trying to make.
Kasim, I'm going to ask you this question. There's a lot of players now that are getting paid a lot of money, but they're not working hard. Who are they? I'll give you an example. A player that used to run around and create a lot of chances and score a lot of goals doesn't do that anymore. But he's still being paid big money in Manchester United.
Are you talking about Manchester United?
Ronaldo. Yeah. Ronaldo right now, he's a tapping merchant.
Yes, I agree.
I love the man.
Yeah,
love what he did.
You got that right. I'm not lying.
Ronaldo is one of the best footballers ever to grace the sport. All right, but right now he's not. He's there for the name, for the legacy,
but he's 37
for the history.
He's 37.
I understand that. But what I'm saying to you is, you don't have to put that player in that label. Right now, Lukaku is in the team to score goals. He's in the team not to be a beautiful player where he does all these flips and tricks, and he's there to score goals. And that's what he will be doing. And that's why we bought him, to finish those chances. Yeah. The thing is this. I am saying we have to give him time.
Oh yeah, 100%.
If Lukaku by the end of the season is giving us figures that we used to get from, I don't know, Tammy Abraham, we used to get from, the other strikers, like low double digits or single digits, then we have a problem. And I'll be the first one to say Lukaku, we paid a ton for him, but he hasn't delivered. But right now, when we haven't even played 10 games in the Premier League, and then, and we're talking about he's not doing this, he's not doing that, too early, too soon.
No. Look, more. I agree with you 100%. And I love him.
We had similar conversations about other players. Yeah. Like we had conversations about Kai Havertz. We had conversations about Timo Werner and Hakim Ziyech last season, because they didn't hit the ground running.
No, but I had to go.
Let me finish. Now, if they don't perform, if they hadn't performed, if we didn't win the Champions League, if Kai Havertz didn't finish that Mason Mount cross, that Mason Mount ball,
should have scored.
And win that game, people will be having different conversations right now. But the conversation now is different because of what we did last season. Therefore, we are giving these players more room, more flexibility. Give Romelu Lukaku the courtesy of giving him a chance. Give him a chance.
Yeah. Can I just say something quickly? No, this is a commercial break.
Yeah, you go, Max.
Arsenal just equalised to make it 2-2, and the fans were going on like they won the Champions League. The way they're cheering, and just anyway. Sorry.
Arsenal fans.
They're finished already. I still have two more here.
Yeah. They're going on like they won the Champions League. The way the fans are cheering.
Is the game finished? Is the game finished already?
And that's levels.
No, it's
just. But you know what, guys? In all what we're arguing about, we're top of the league. Arsenal are cheering a goal for equalising.
I was going to say the same thing. We're top.
Yeah, we're top of the league, guys, and we dismantled this team 3-0. So let's look at it.
No. I'm relaxed, Max. Honestly, I'm relaxed. I will love him again. We're playing Norwich on Saturday, and I will love.
Max, you have to as well. Cobham. You gotta remember that.
The second goal's made in Cobham.
And Gallagher. Pulisic and Gallagher.
More.
Go on, Boogeyman. Let me hear it.
Hey, listen.
He loves doing that.
Lukaku hasn't played that. What did DJ say again? I want
He
to.
loves that little timeout break thing, man. He likes to get that in there quick time, innit?
Every time I need to speak, that's why Mo bring those timeout stuff.
Nah,
So that's fine. Well, I know who is my enemy in this channel. Hey, listen, I understand Lukaku has only played 10 games, but the point we are making, we need to give the guys time to actually, or we can judge them over the whole season. We know that that's not a problem. But the thing is, don't over sell Lukaku. The thing is, every time game by game, when he play good, we know he's playing good. So when he's not playing good, I cannot accept someone telling me I forgot easily that Lukaku has created chances or was close to created a assist with Werner and all those things. Liverpool game for me is way, way, way back. I'm talking about the last 2, 3, 4, 5 games. That's all this whole debate is about. Lukaku, I was against it, and that is the past. I'm pretty sure all people on this channel, except Eric Blue, are the only one. Was the only one that wanted Lukaku instead of Haaland. So we all know who.
Sorry, no. Even Eric Blue wanted Haaland.
Everyone wanted Haaland. We all wanted Haaland. Yeah.
I don't think so. Eric Blue has said many times. I won't talk, and I'm not talking behind him. But when he's back, we can sit down and talk about it.
Not me.
Go on, Mo. You wanted Lukaku?
No, I didn't want Lukaku or Haaland. I didn't want any of those. What I wanted, because Chelsea have history of big player, big strikers not doing well. So I didn't want that. I want them to go for.
I have to interrupt you more, because at that time you went on this channel, so it was before your time. It was before your time on this channel.
I might say that, but we weren't going to get.
Okay.
Man was.
I wanted somebody different. You know what? Who I wanted? I wanted us to keep Broha, and bring in Vlahovic, because I thought like what we did with Gudjonsen when we bought him from Bolton. I didn't want any big name player, because I know we will, if something go wrong with the big name player like Torres or whatever, Shevchenko. I didn't want a big name player. I don't know why.
Let me finish.
I agree. Well, 1 second, I'll come back to you. In regards to Armando Broja, I agree with you 100%. I think he would have definitely benefited us to stay. In regards to Vlahovic, the Serbian striker from Fiorentina, I'm not keen on him. I'm not keen on him at all. I know he's got some good stats. I know he's lanky. He's a good finisher, but I just don't think he would be suitable for the Premier League.
Another squad player.
That's another squad player.
No, the reason why I want him is because of the work rate. Like Boogeyman is talking. If it's work rate you want, the work rate is a workhorse. So he'll be running around, because Boogie likes players that run around. And for me, that's what I thought. I thought like maybe we need that type of player that will put pressure on defenders. I didn't want Haaland, because Haaland doesn't press. I didn't want Lukaku. Yeah. I didn't want any big name player. I just wanted a decent striker that will complement the team.
Sure.
With Broha as the number 2.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on Broha. Boogeyman, I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, really, that's fine. I will wait till the end of the season, and I don't even want to sound like I'm waiting for Lukaku at the end of the season to say Lukaku is right or I'm right or Max is wrong. No, I'm not even. I'm just going game by game. And if Lukaku is not scoring goal, we already know that. Everybody said that. Even we bought the Spanish guy that came to in the first 2-3 games, he scored that goal, and we all thought him and Azpilicueta as having this connection. He just curved the ball in, he keep jumping and kicking the ball inside the thing until at one point he just stopped scoring goals. We all criticize him. We said, what's going on with Morata? Other Chelsea fans say, yo, relax. But I remember we keep criticizing him. He's not doing enough. That's the same as Lukaku. So I understand sometimes I came out like, okay, Lukaku is shit, but it's not what I'm trying to say. No, it's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that you cannot blame our midfielder for Lukaku problems. Lukaku is limited in himself. He's way limited. Because we know the problem Chelsea have. Kovacic does not score. Kante is not scoring. Jorginho is not scoring. That's why we brought.
Answer this question. Answer these questions. Is Lukaku a good finisher?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we create chances?
Yeah.
Should we try to utilize the chance creation that we have with the finishing skill that he has in order to have a good goal scoring ratio to chance creation?
100%. 100%.
Okay. Now that is where we are. Tuchel's job is to achieve that.
Yeah.
Not me, not you. We here. I mean, right now, I can't say Lukaku is a bad player, and I can't say Lukaku is a fantastic player neither, because right now, the recent performances, it's giving me concerns. It's giving me concerns. Now, do I think that these concerns are, what's the word here? Are chronic? Are going to hurt the team? No, I think these are things that we are going to be able to, address and fix.
Are fans supposed to worry about that? Like that's the big difference between me and the other. We should be concerned about it.
I agree. But
that's all it is. Then we all agree. Then I'm concerned about it.
I ask you one more question.
Other people are saying not to be concerned. Yeah.
No. We have to be concerned. I ask you another question. Do we think that Tuchel is a good manager?
120% or 2000%.
Is he good with his people skills?
Oh yeah, he's a good man manager. Yeah.
Perfect. Tactically sound. So if anyone can reach that objective, it's Thomas Tuchel. If anyone can bring out the best from Lukaku, it's Thomas Tuchel. And if he doesn't, at that point, we will say we need to find another solution. But right now, for us to talk about Lukaku as being a flop and as being someone who can't do it for Chelsea, way too soon.
He can do it. He can do it.
Say that. And if
Kasim, let her go. Let her rest.
Can I just say
he can do it. He can do it.
The impression we're giving to whoever's listening to us is that we are discrediting. Thank you very much. Discrediting. Yeah. It's been a long day. So I'll let you come in. We need to. Oh, man.
Kasim, get some water and let it go, man. It's good.
Yeah.
Bless you, mate, but we're making this into a one-man panel.
On Saturday, we scored a hat-trick.
No one else is talking. Come on, bro.
No. I really hope
I want to say something about Tammy Abraham.
Look, Mo, before you say something, I've got to go, Mo, and I speak to you.
Sometimes people want to talk and.
Yeah, Kasim, you can go now. You can go now. You don't have to say something.
Thanks, Boogeyman. Appreciate that. Thanks, Mo. Thanks, Max. See you later, guys. Appreciate that, guys. Have a good night.
Take care. See you later, mate.
Take care. Bobby, let me hear it, mate. Let me hear it, Bobby.
I don't even know what the topic is anymore. We've done Lukaku to death, to be honest.
I agree.
For the past two streams.
Yeah. I mean, we started off. We were talking about the Rudiger issue and the Ligt, which I thought was, quite an interesting topic.
Yeah.
But we all got to sort of get into talk. It's a shame that Kasim's gone because I knew he really wanted to say something, but he couldn't.
Nah, he's not gonna say anything new. That's why.
It's you, Boogeyman. Boogeyman, you're dominating. And can I just change the subject from Lukaku to another guy that he was vilifying a few weeks ago, a certain Ben Chilwell.
Oh yeah,
this Ben Chilwell. He needs to go.
Who's vilifying?
You. You
mad.
remember?
You're mad.
Oh, his
You're
head's
mad.
not right.
Max,
He needs
Max,
to. He's
Max,
got to.
Max, Max.
You were. You said his
You
head's
were.
not right. He's not ready.
Max.
He's not ready for Chelsea. If he needs to go see a psychiatrist, I remember that. I remember that. See, that's what I'm saying. Don't be too reactionary.
No, I'm
Do you
not.
not be so
Listen,
reactionary. Look at the guy now. Look how he's performing. That's what I'm saying. We need to give everybody a
Max,
chance. That's the way
that's true. You're
football
right.
is.
You're right.
Peaks and troughs. Yeah.
Max, let me give you this to you. 100% right. But the word you used, vilifying Chilwell, was not. I'm saying I cannot get my head around the fact that a professional player that was for some reason didn't play for England way back. If he was selected for the national team, that is a pride already. Whether you play or not, you came back from a Chelsea. And now the only reason why you're not challenging for a position where you used to be the number one is because you were not happy that you didn't play Euro. That's if I use the word, it might sound bad in this stream. It's just being mentally weak. I don't understand it. That's my problem. So that's why I'm saying, so Chilwell need a psychologist to come back and challenge for Alonso. That's what I'm saying. I'm never at any point say Chilwell is not good enough. I just cannot understand it. I just say, why we're not seeing Chilwell is why we're not seeing he's not injured. All I heard is he is not feeling well because he was not selected. He didn't play at Euro, which I find is really weird. A professional footballer, I don't understand it. That's what the football is about. You prove you think you're the best. I bet you don't get selected by a coach. But so if Chilwell is going to that mental break because of national team, imagine Chelsea.
I think
it worked though. It worked.
Sorry,
Rudiger, he came back strong.
I think that whole thing was blown out of context.
It was.
I think Tuchel might have misspoken because I think it wasn't a mental issue as in a confidence issue. It was something that he was thinking about that occupied his mind. Mental issue is something different. Mental issue is something that requires mental health treatment.
Yeah, I think he was overthinking why he wasn't playing.
It's a confidence issue. Confidence issue, and football players go through that, especially when you are the number one left back for England, and then you go to a tournament, and then you see Southgate, getting players from other positions playing in that position and keeping you out of the team. It's starting to think, what's going on here? What have I done? Am I not? And he's training hard. He's playing. He's doing his bit, and he literally just won the Champions League. And then he sees Gareth Southgate treating him in that way, so it gets him to think. But like Max said, it's probably the catalyst to his performances now, where he scored 3 goals in 3 matches, 2 for Chelsea and 1 for England. So Ben Chilwell, I think is a fantastic player. He's a player with a lot of ability, both in the defensive role and in the attacking role, and I think he's only going to get better. I just hope that we show enough trust in him and give him that that time on the pitch. Marcos Alonso has done a good job. He's done a very good job, but I think Marcos Alonso, my opinion, this might be his last season at Chelsea.
And I wouldn't complain. I'm behind you on that one.
Yeah, Boogie with this what Tuchel said. I will give you an example of a French player, Euro 96, Renald Pedros.
Did you say 1996?
Yeah, 96, Euro 96 in England.
There's no TV in the village where I used to be, so
okay, Renald Pedros is a French-Portuguese player. He was one of the best in France. He won the league with Nantes, and he was on the par with Zidane. Patrice Loco was the striker, so he missed the penalty when France, Czech Republic, against Czech Republic. So France was kicked out of the Euro 96. Imagine, this guy just won the league a year. When he went back to France, what happened? He was so depressed, and they started booing him. His career ended. And a few years back, he was the coach of Lyon, the female team, Lyon. His career ended. And the striker for France, Patrice Loco, he was booed as well because he had a bad Euro 96 tournament. When he went back to France, after a few years, his career went down. He couldn't even make the France 98 World Cup, and he lost his mind. He was sectioned. So this mental health issue, now people are taking it seriously, but it's been there. It's affected players before. It affected Renal Pedros. It affected Patrice Loco. If you Google it now, you will see it. They lost
I understand. I understand. I understand. That's true. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that it does not exist. I understand that it can exist, or it can happen to players to deep in form and all those things. It's just difficult for me sometimes to get my head around that, especially this one. I mean, I'm not going to keep. Someone told me before here that he heard my comment on that and he didn't like it. It was my family member that told me that I need to stay away from those comments. So I'm not going to keep talking about it. Was it
your father? Because I know you told me your father's watching. It was your father?
Your logics on that that Tim is now, you need to just let it go. Don't mention the issue. It's just serious.
Boogeyman, let me tell you this. I mean, I'm from a different generation to the youngsters nowadays. I'm not going to say how old I am, but I'm older than a few. Okay.
52.
No, not yet, mate. Not yet. Not that old. No, but the thing is this. When I was growing up, this mental health thing, it didn't exist. As in something that was spoken about and something that was made an issue about. You just had to, suck it in and get on with life. But now it's becoming something that is more apparent, and I mean, I've got kids, and my kids, they talk to me about it when they come back from school. This happened, this girl did this, that boy did that, and so it's an issue. But
serious.
For us to talk about it like it's something minor, it's different today than things were back when we were growing up.
I understand. Even me, from the small African community in Canada that I grew up in, it was not a big. We didn't really recognize them too much. But now, like you said, I have a family now, and I just have to listen all the time and try to walk that fine line and trying to understand. It's not easy. But I understand it exists. That exists actually, and I'm just not good talking about it. Let's just put it that way.
That's why you chose the name Boogeyman. Okay, so we continue. This is the last question that I want to address, and it's actually something that I was thinking about to talk about, but I totally slipped my mind. Apparently, Marina Granovkaia is unhappy with Billy Gilmour's playing time at Norwich. And she is considering bringing him back in January. That has been reported by a couple of journalists in the past day or so. I want to know what you guys think about that. Should we bring Billy Gilmour back? Do we need to bring him back for the second half of the season? What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, after Farquhar's comments, then yes. Because I heard him say something like, "I'm not here to develop other people's players."
I heard that.
Yeah,
correct.
And so for me, obviously, when we send out somebody on loan,
Hey, Max, can you repeat your last sentence, please? I just didn't follow. You say something?
No. Farquhar, the manager of Norwich, said he's not here to develop other people's players.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's what he said. When we loan players out, one thing we want to know, especially at that age, is are they going to be guaranteed game time? And I think the reason why he went to Norwich in the first place was because the philosophy of their manager was similar to Tuchel's. Obviously, they started to get a few bad results, and so he's probably bringing in experience ahead of him. But the results haven't. They've got a couple of draws, but the results still haven't picked up. You can see his performances for Scotland as well. I think he got man of the match every time he played for Scotland so far, and we need, we don't want his career stunted. I prefer him sitting on our bench and sitting on Norwich's bench because he can do a job for us. So if they're not going to be playing him, then we should bring him back. So obviously we've got until January. So we assess the situation. If he's not getting game time, then most definitely bring him back.
I concur. Go on, Bobby.
I sort of saw this coming in a way. Billy Gilmour You see, we need to be so careful when we hype up, especially young players. Billy Gilmour is a good player. He is. He's a good midfielder. He's got a good touch. He's brave for his size, and he can, you can see he has bags of potential. But Billy is not somebody that you rest a team on his shoulders because they're not big enough. For Scotland, there are a couple of pretty tasty midfielders around him to protect him, the likes of McGinn and so on. So he has more of the opportunity to exhibit what he's got. And international football is a slightly slower pace, and there is often more space. So what was going on at Norwich? I've watched Billy quite a bit at Norwich, and I remember, Mo, I would always come on here and say, I'm concerned about what's going on there. You're putting in there, he's getting skinned and caned in the midfield because for whatever reason, the Norwich manager suddenly felt he was a player that would carry the team. Well, it's just not going to happen. And I'm not surprised he said what he said about, I'm not here to develop other clubs' players. And he isn't. Billy Gilmour is not really his problem. They brought him on loan just like we brought Saul Miguez on loan to help the squad. And if he feels he can't get what he needs, he's going to bench him, which is exactly what he's done. So I feel, and I've always felt from the beginning, and all these guys, he's got to have play, game time. That's an overrated statement. He can learn a lot by coming off the Chelsea bench. As it stands, the few games he played for Chelsea last season has done him a night and day's worth of good compared to the time he's wasted at Norwich. So I think he should come back. Now, if we are going to send him on loan again, then, it might have to be, stepping down a league or to at least to a club that will surround him with the midfielders that will enable him. Because at the moment he's stifled. He's been asked to do things that is beyond his capability. And that's it. It just comes back to, using players correctly. The truth is, Billy's young, he's physically small, and he's developing. And, you can't have all those deficiencies at once and expect him to be ripping up trees. It took a while for the likes of Xavi and Iniesta to become the midfielders they were towards, the end and the middle of their careers. It took them a long time and a lot of hard work. And Billy's not going to be any different.
The tall one, Busquets, and if you see that Barcelona team they came together at the same time also, so it helps a little Xavi to do whatever he's doing. But at the beginning, I think that question was asked exactly why is Billy going to that. Everybody say, that team play the same system as Chelsea. That's why I heard. I don't know from who said that from in our panel, but someone say the team that coach play the same system as Tuchel. That's why Billy was loaned to that team. But what I noticed is exactly what Bobby said. I think they think Billy will carry the entire team when it comes to the midfield work rate or whatever the midfield has to do. But I watched many games of Billy. Most of the time he will give the ball and he will make a run in empty space waiting for the pass to come back. Nobody give back the ball to him. He's pretty much just running like no connection, no nothing. I'm not sure what the coach is doing at the training. So I understand why the coach put Billy back on the bench, because all the game that Billy has played, Norwich has lost those games, most of them anyways. He lost all of them. So if you have to put a small a small physical person in the middle, we play EPL, you need to be physical sound, you need to be strong. At least if you cannot control the midfield, you at least make sure you use your body. Billy cannot do that. And now they are in the fight on the relegation. It's normal that the coach put Billy back on the bench. Now Chelsea has to make a decision whether to call him back. I don't think they should call him back. I think that's the good experience because he's still young.
Well, they have to. Rather than him sit on their bench, he may as well sit on ours.
Yeah,
remember what Ruben said in his post-match interview when he said Thomas Tuchel told him that, in order to play that role in midfield, use your skills, but you've got to use your body. And he was saying, yes, he found he had to use his body, and he's blessed with the fact that he's got the physicality to use. I think it'll be very interesting to see Billy play alongside Ruben, just like playing the Kovačić role beside Ruben. That would be a very interesting combination. But that's what Billy needs. He needs physicality around him because he's deficient there. You said you watched those Norwich games. I watched them. They were being slaughtered in midfield. Billy was just being torn apart.
Exactly. Most of the time, I think Billy is so Jorginho type of player that every time he passed the ball, he need his teammate to keep the ball a little, or at least not to lose it. But that's what exactly Norwich midfield are doing. Every time Billy has the ball, one touch, but the ball get lost. One touches, the ball get lost. So and at the end of the day, when they get pressed, Billy cannot defend most of the time. He's too small to do that. And then, so the entire team depend on Billy to run the midfield where he cannot defend, and they're fighting for the relegation. So you can see why he has to sit on the bench at one point. Because if you have a tall guy that can stand in the middle, why not? At least he will be more physical than Billy. I think that's the all. But for me, anyways, because Billy is so young, he's 19 years old or something, right? Or am I getting something wrong here? I think he's still 19 years old, right? So I think because he is so young, 6 more months out of his life is not that bad. He just needs to find his way back to the starting lineup and just adapt to it. And next season, when he comes back to Chelsea, then the chance of playing with Ruben, who will make himself as the number one midfielder when we want to play one midfielder and one in front, Ruben will always be that guy. Then, like Bobby said, he's using his body. So someone as a Kovačić, Billy can be the substitute of Kovačić.
So the sad thing here is that I don't want to see Billy end up the way Ampadu did in a struggling team, because Norwich are going to be in a relegation scrap, and that's going to mess up Billy's playing time and mess him up on the field with the way he plays.
We just talk about the mentally stuff also. So
confidence-wise. So I think he's better to just come back.
I guess, yeah.
I want to hear from Mo and then DJ, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The Billy Gilmour, I didn't want him to go on loan. To be honest with you, I wanted him to stay. But the player that wanted to go on loan, he wanted playing time. I believe that him staying at Chelsea would have benefited him, because I was worried as well, like what Bobby said. I didn't want him to be the Nathan Ampadu. Ampadu didn't need to leave Chelsea. I don't know why he did. Because this loan thing, if you go and have a bad experience like he did, sometimes it affects you. Because I remember what happened to Lewis Baker. It's happened to a lot of Chelsea good players with great potential. The loan didn't go well. It affected their confidence, and they went down the picking order. So for me, I think he should have stayed. Even Ampadu this year, like Ruben, some people wanted him to go on loan. He refused. He said, "I'm going to fight for my place." There are players. Yeah, there are players that, like, if you come back from an injury, you need to go. That's different. You need to go. But if you're not coming back from an injury, you shouldn't go. It affects you when you go on loan and it doesn't work for a young player. Sometimes it's better to stay and fight, have that 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 20 minutes there, or a season or two. One day, the manager will have injuries, they will give you a chance, then you prove yourself. Okay, like Ruben going last year to Fulham, that worked for him because he needs to build his muscle for the injury. But Billy, Ampadu, them lot, they shouldn't have gone. They should have stayed and tell the manager and the club that we're going to stay and fight. Barkley did it, and Ruben did it. Look at his proving for them. They're playing 10 minutes there and whatever, and Ruben now is in the team. So I don't know why he went, to be honest.
Chalobah
as well. Even Barkley now. Barkley is knocking at the door.
It wasn't Tuchel. It was Billy wanted to go, because after the Euros, he tested first team football. He wanted to have more minutes. Sometimes you got to be careful. Ampadu, that's what happened to him. Him as well, he was playing for the first team, but he wanted more minutes because the national team coach wanted them to go and play more minutes. He left. Look at what happened. He has the talent, but he's hit his confidence. So now, if Willy come back even this January, now he's behind Rubin, he's behind Kova, he's behind Jorginho, he's behind Kante. He might be even behind Saul. So it's a problem.
That World Cup champion that we're supposed to go to another country or to play that World Cup tournament or whatever, World Cup champions.
It might be next year, maybe January, February, we don't know yet. They have not decided.
You remember that tournament? What tournament is it exactly? That was what you play in Japan?
Is it World Club Cup?
Then listen, Billy will come back then. I don't care anymore. We
have
that.
What I mean, but if Billy come back now, even like last year, he used to play a few games. Now he's gonna even struggle to get that at Chelsea. He shouldn't have left. If Billy didn't leave, we wouldn't have signed Saul.
Yeah, but Saul is dead. Me, last season, I didn't really want Billy to go, but I understand. Because he showed so much quality on the field that for some reason I was convinced that guy need at least a run of a game, like 90 minutes. Maybe he may just start showing something that
I didn't want him to go. He happened to Louis Baker. He happened to Charlie Colker. He happened to who else? Quite a few of them. Chelsea players. To be honest with you, it happened to a lot of Chelsea youth players. They were very, very good. And they left too early because they wanted to play first team football. Or
just Ekren was not on loan, right? They left.
No, him as well.
He wasted
the thing that happened is they sent him to four or five loans. Yeah, 4 or 5 loans.
I keep crying for that kid, man. He came in on the Champions League as his debut. He just bossed that game crazy.
Listen, he ran the show in the. Yeah, but that Josh McCracken, he ran the show in the cup in the run up when we won the Youth Cup that time. He was one I thought was fitting seamlessly, but he just didn't work hard enough. Yeah, Swift. He went on to play for Brentford, didn't he? And then was he at Millwall? No, Reading at the moment, isn't he?
Oh, Isn't Josh McEachran's brother also? Is it George McEachran?
George is in the youth team.
Another one. He's another one. Is he still with us? Has he gone on loan?
Yeah, he's in the youth team.
No, he came back from loan.
Yeah,
he came back
because of the COVID situation. I think he can.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, you see that kid that come on for Crystal Palace today, Olise?
He was at Chelsea,
yeah.
His younger brother is at Chelsea.
Ah.
On the 16, on the 17. Yeah.
I mean, I can go back. I can go back to playing. I'm sure you guys will probably remember him, Max. I know Max, and I'm sure Bobby does, and I'm sure Mo MDT does remember him. Remember I remember a kid called Leon Knight.
Yeah. He went to Brighton. Yeah.
Leon Knight.
This was another kid who was excellent.
When Michael Owen came on the scene, Leon Knight burst into the scene at the same time, and people were talking about him similar to Michael Owen. Yeah. But he had such a bad attitude. He was
that was the only
thing. That guy that John Terry was saying he was supposed to be the big thing, but that's the. I think John Terry was saying something like someone asked John Terry, "You've been at Chelsea for so long. Tell me exactly who is the biggest."
It wasn't Leon Knight. It wasn't Leon Knight.
That wasn't Leon Knight.
That wasn't Leon Knight.
He gave the name and I keep
Williston.
He's a mixed boy.
Williston. It was Williston.
Okay,
I remember.
He's a mixer. And he said that what that guy was doing at the training, and then he didn't make it was just something he cannot comprehend till now.
You guys remember? Even Carlton Cole has said it recently. The biggest mistake he made is when he was sent on loan. Remember, he was misbehaving. I think Mourinho sent him on loan.
Carlton Cole.
Carlton Cole admitted. He admitted that he should have stayed and work hard.
Cool.
This loan is very dangerous.
Cool. He said that.
This loan thing is very, very dangerous. If these young players, they should realize it. When you break into the first team, the only time you leave on loan is if you're injured. If you're not injured, stay there and play the 10 minutes there, 5 minutes there, 20 minutes there. You will get into the first team sooner or later.
Yeah, but the money is also you only play for 15 years max or 10 years max. So man, if your club keeping you in the reserve, you're not making any money. You need a big contract. You need motivation, right?
Do you remember
It's true.
this player? Another one that the loan system, I think, destroyed. The guy called Islam Feruz.
Oh
Remember
yes.
him?
Oh, yeah, we
I
went for
remember
Rangers.
he
We
was
went
the
for
next Wayne
Rangers.
Rooney, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
They were comparing him to Wayne Rooney, weren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's I think Somalian
I remember
origin
that.
or Somalian.
Yeah, we
Yes,
went
that's
from
the one.
Rangers. Yeah.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
drifted off into lone
Then
land.
I'm
Last
But he
loan I
did have,
remember
but
was
bigger man, he did have some mental issues. That one. So apparently,
Oh, seriously?
Did he?
yeah.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
And
was it?
the tall with Afro, all the we bought it from another team.
Oh,
where he was
Izzy
16.
Brown. Izzy
Oh,
Brown.
Izzy Brown.
Brown.
Izzy
Oh,
Brown.
Izzy Brown. He's injured.
Izzy
Yeah.
Brown,
He's
okay.
injured again. He's injured again.
But going back to this whole
Baggy, I'll
Gilmour
put that in
thing,
the chat, in
Oh.
the private chat about the Willies and what he was talking
I've
about.
put it in the public chat. I've pasted it there.
no,
Yes,
sorry guys,
spot on.
going back to this whole Billy Gilmour thing, I agree with what most everyone is saying here. I mean, for me, he should have. I mean, looking at how Norwich are doing things now, not giving him much game time. Had he stayed on at Chelsea, even got some game time here and there, I think it would have been probably better for his career than now. I mean, Norwich is. I mean, people are saying, the whole idea of him going to Norwich, realistically, is to be, having that agreement in place that he will play, if not most games, but play like. Or play majority of the games, if you like, if not most of them. If that makes any sense. But they've not been doing that of late. And is it Farquhar, the manager? Yeah, coming out of his comments the other day, I thought that was a little bit harsh. I mean, the whole idea of him going there was because of the way they play and stuff, and for him to just now to ignore him.
Yeah,
I think he will come back.
He's so young that if you hear your coach or your coach say something like that, it might just put him in a situation where he's not so good.
Mental wise, it's not going to be good for him hearing that as well.
Exactly.
It won't be good.
Mo, going on to what you said though, but I still think it shapes your character as well. You shouldn't be saying about the loan system, but you can make it work for yourself as well.
Yes,
okay, because if you look at Chalobah at the moment, he went on a couple of loans. He didn't get disheartened by it. His brother did, and his brother took a different direction. So he's in Fulham at the minute. But this guy thought, you know what, I'm going to make it work for me, and he's come back now and he's starting to play games. Same as Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He had 3 loans before, and he's come back now into the fold. So sometimes if you have a little bit of patience and you stay with it,
a little bit of luck. You have to be
and
lucky.
the right mentality as well, then it can work in your favour.
The thing about Ruben,
I agree with what you said, but you know what the reason why I said Chalobah, he didn't break into the first team. Even Mount, they didn't break into the first team. From 18, they went on loan. That's fine. But I'm talking about the players that they brought in the first team. They want to give you experience. You shouldn't go. Phil Foden, that's what happened. They don't let the managers don't want to let you go. They want you to be patient and have 10 minutes there, 15 minutes there. That means they trust you. But that player, if you want to leave on loan, is different from the one that were already on loan.
I agree. You make a good point there because
they're totally different.
I don't think.
Because I do think Billy Gilmour would have been. I agree with what Bobby said as well. Billy Gilmour would have learned more staying with Chelsea this season, learning the way that because obviously managers like Tuchel are similar to what Klopp does. Not Klopp, what's his name? Guardiola, where you look at the system. So no, you have to learn the system that he wants to play, learn the positions that he wants to play, and everything else. So if he had stayed, learnt how Thomas Tuchel wants to play him, then it would have been a lot more beneficial.
Yeah, but I still don't think.
Lads, I'm going to have to end the stream. I've overran the stream by 5 minutes.
You are haters, man. You are a hater.
But remember, you had 5 minutes with your electric bill.
You're giving us 2 minutes, 2 minutes at the end. You're giving us 2 minutes at the end.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
We don't need our 2 minutes.
Tomorrow, I might actually stream a little bit earlier because it's gonna be a preview for Chelsea and Malmo, and we're gonna have a mad debate.
Who knows Malmo a little here?
Do your research. That's everyone has to go and do their homework.
I know a little bit, but not enough.
Max always trying to attack me.
I may not be on tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Why, Max? Why?
Sorry, Mo. Seriously, there's something wrong with these Arsenal fans. Really? Oh my
What's
God.
happened now?
What's happened now?
Just the way they celebrated that equalising.
That's what I said. I said it's like they celebrate like they won the Champions League.
Bobby,
I think you're just talking
seriously.
about mental health.
You're lagging. Bobby, you're lagging. We talked about it like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I just glanced it.
Bobby, take it in, and he can't anymore. He just have to
Well,
get
that's what I said, Bobby. Though we got to be grateful that we are. We don't celebrate last-minute equalisers against bottom clubs.
Actually,
we're moaning because of Lukaku when we're top of the league. So
because we're
that's the
always
levels.
looking for
Valid
quality.
point.
That's the levels. It's the levels.
One thing that we all have to understand, and that is Chelsea Football Club and their fan base. They have a high standard. We set that bar so high,
Really high.
and that is why we're successful, because we don't accept failure. We don't accept, a draw against Crystal Palace and we start celebrating. We beat Brentford and we were disappointed. We're gutted.
I was shocked at that.
That's true.
We're slagging our strikers because we beat Brentford.
We're not
We
gutted,
didn't
but
score.
we always find something to say that we didn't do right.
We had a mad performance by our goalkeeper.
Mad
We
order.
had a great volley goal by our left back,
Yes.
left wing back.
Of course,
All
we
right.
did.
We took on an onslaught by Brentford that lasted 20 minutes. It was like watching Call of Duty but on a football pitch. It was like that. But for me, it was a win, and we didn't score more than one goal, and Mendy had a good performance. Lukaku didn't do all that great. Kovačić was passing the ball a little bit out of place and did it. What are we
It's
talking
all
about, man?
Chelsea, and that's the reason why I'm also a Chelsea fan. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Bobby and Max will be like, "Yo, you don't know too much." Or even
Tomorrow-
DT,
tomorrow-
Chelsea
tomorrow-
back in the time, they went through a lot of. Yeah,
So I know you're trying to drag this on for a little bit longer, but I'm not gonna let you.
give me my 2 minutes. Give me my 2 minutes. Why you keep cutting me off?
No, 2 minutes.
Just
Tomorrow-
one question. Just one question. What did you that day? Obviously, I missed obviously you guys thing after. How was? I went back on the stream. Yeah, I still saw a lot of unhappy people that even though we'd won 1-0. But the crowd, I heard that stream that day, and I'm thinking to myself, like we lost the game the way you guys were chatting that day. I'm thinking, what the hell's going on?
That's
I-
bullshit.
We lost.
Not me.
I'm thinking, what's going on?
If we win 6-0, Boogeyman still will find something to criticise us about.
Listen, I had to close the stream by saying, we won, just to remind people that we actually won the game. That's how bad it was.
We win against 6-0. Boogeyman will say it should be 9.
Guys, tomorrow 7 p.m. Tomorrow 7 p.m.
7 p.m. tomorrow.
I'm gonna bring it half an hour earlier, so it's tomorrow 7 p.m. so we can have a 4-hour stream again. Now tomorrow 7 p.m. we're gonna do the match preview for Chelsea Malmo. I'm actually gonna go to that match, so we won't do a reaction on the day. I'll do the reaction the following day. I'm gonna try to vlog it. So
You should have told me, man. Why didn't you tell me?
You going?
No, if you told me, I'd have got a ticket.
I think they still have. There's still tickets available.
But we wouldn't be together, would we? Would have been great sitting together.
I'm in the West View. I'm in the West View. So if you can get one in the West View, I'll be
end
there.
up together.
Did they do vaccine tests? Did they do COVID tests before?
I have no idea.
Don't you have those UE or something passport, vaccine passport? They put it inside your phone for you.
We have a card. We have a card. We have a vaccine.
Oh, okay, no, good. That's good.
So I've got that.
And the good thing about doing the stream the next day or the
You'd have calmed down by then.
Exactly. Nobody's going to say something. Then I'll be like, no, especially MDT. Go watch the game. I will go watch it before come the next day, and you and I can talk now.
Okay, that's all I ask.
I'll watch it. Even this game, I'll rewatch it, and I was waiting for anything that anybody will say. Anyway, the way you're looking at me,
I'm not going
the way you're looking at the whole thing, Thanks for
It's
having me.
Wednesday, isn't it? It's against Wednesday.
Yeah, it's on Wednesday. My dad is going, but I'm not going to be here because I'm finishing work late. My dad's going to be there though. My dad's going with someone and we're going to the game, so he'll be sitting in the Matthew Harding upper.
Oh,
Matthew Harding. Okay.
Yeah, that's where we are generally.
I mean, me is this kids I have. I need to take them everywhere. So my wife is busy, so I have to rush everything. So having kids, I've ruined my football life.
We definitely need to organize a get-together. We definitely need to organize a get-together sometime, I don't know, maybe towards the New Year's, before Christmas, after Christmas.
If you give a date fast, I'll be part of it. That's not, even if I have to do 2 days in London, that should not be a problem. But you cannot wait till I get into December, because then my wife will command the entire month. Have no chance at that point. But yeah, you have to come up with a date as fast as possible. Like,
I'll tell you what, hopefully if we beat Southampton and we get a home draw in the next round, those matches are usually in December, aren't they? So we could try and aim for that.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking because Julius would want to come. We'll get as many people together as possible.
You cannot get pretty much everybody. Yeah, that's for sure. But it's just make the plan really fast.
We'll see.
At least give
Max,
us.
Max, are you a season ticket holder, Max?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I think DJ. Sorry, I said DJ.
Yeah,
DJ
me. Both me and my dad are. Yeah.
So you guys can get us tickets if we because you get priority, don't you?
We do. We do get some priority. Yeah, we do. Depends.
How many do you get now as a season ticket holder?
Two, I think. Two
each.
Yeah.
For the League Cup game.
Yeah, the League Cup game. I'm not sure about the league. Yeah, for the League Cup games you do, but for more Prem games, Prem games though, I don't think they give you that. I don't think they give you that. It's just mainly for the Cup games, mainly for that.
Okay, I don't
we'll sort it
understand.
out. We'll sort it out. Lads, get some sleep. We'll be back here tomorrow. You guys are killing it. Would you want Champions League music, Premier League music, or just the regular outro? What outro shall we go for?
Whatever you're going to play, put my face there before you play. No, nobody else. Put my face there.
Let's do some boogie music.
Boogie music. I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you a sample. So I'll play 5 seconds of each, and then you just pick one. So this is sample A. Sample B. And sample C. So which one?
I like B.
I'll go C.
B is good. C was good. C's Champions League, isn't it?
Yeah. C.
So we're going for C.
I like
A as well.
Are we doing C tomorrow?
Yeah.
We are doing C tomorrow. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. All right, people in the chat, A, B, or C. Let me know in the chat, A, B, or C. No, I'm dragging it out. People in the chat, A, B, or C. What do you want to hear? For the outro? I'm gonna if I don't get an answer, I'm just gonna go.
And people in the chat have to say again, disappointed no one jumped on the stream again today. It would be nice to get other people's points of views.
That's really bad.
I think they're scared of Boogeyman today.
Yo, Kasim, thanks for having me. Max, Bobby, DJ,
yeah,
MDT.
big up Boogeyman, big up.
That was really good.
Take care,
Thanks,
mate.
and I will see you guys too.